officially signed Al Horford. Now, fellas, does this mean that the dynasty is back in effect?
No.
Does this mean that the Warriors now have championship hopes? Does this mean that Al Horford will potentially get his second ring? Jimmy Butler his first? Steph Curry his fifth? What does this mean, fellas? First off, how do you feel about this signing? Is this a match? And also, the show is brought to you by none other than Splashsports.
Mm-hmm. Well, we live in a space where this is a young man's league. That's what the NBA is today. What's up, fellas? Mars Blackman in the house, Swipe in the house. We live in a space where this is a young man's league, and I think that it's been like that for quite some time now. I did something a couple of maybe 2 years ago, Mars, and I think of the 450 players, I think less than 2/3 of them, maybe even more than that, are under 30 years old. So with that being said, so I got Al Horford, who's turning 40 this year. Curry will be 38 in March. Jimmy Butler is 36. I think Draymond turns 36. I think this is an older team. I think this is a vet team, but the question is can they hold up? The reason why Steph Curry didn't hold up, it wasn't because he's injury prone. It's because he's getting older. That's what it is more than anything. I think that this team, offensively, they needed Jimmy Butler. And I think that this season was the year that they want to see what this crew looks like with Jimmy Butler the whole year. But what we're completely missing is the fact that, these guys got a lot of miles on them. And to go deep into the playoffs, to win the NBA championship, I think it's incredible to try to do that with a team this old. And they still haven't figured out what exactly the Jonathan Kuminga saga is. They're not sure what exactly they're going to do with him. He's not sure what he's going to do, even though they 100% need that youth. No doubt they do. So with that being said, I don't think that this does anything. I said this before the season started, and I'm still standing on it. If they do it, I will be surprised. I don't have the Warriors making playoffs this year.
Making the playoffs, chill.
I got them missing the playoffs this year. Yes, I do.
So you got them worse than the Blazers?
Yes, I do. Yes, Mars.
Oh yeah, we made that bet, and I'm gonna take that 100 off you, and then we can make another bet when the Warriors make the playoffs, how far they'll go. But Mars, Swiper, I know you guys are invested in the Western Conference. How do you feel about the Warriors as threats in the Western Conference?
Threats for what?
To make the playoffs.
Oh,
and to make noise in the playoffs.
Define noise.
Making a series competitive, not just making a series competitive, like what they did last year with the number 2 seed. Can they get by a higher seed again? Like, let's say for the sake of argument, the Warriors get into the playoffs, they're a 7, or let's say they're a 7 or an 8 seed, and they end up running into like Denver or Oklahoma City in round 1. Can they beat those guys? Wow.
Well, no, not Denver and OKC, no. But like everyone else, yeah, they got action. Doesn't mean I'd favor them, but they got a shot. I just think the Warriors, the issue I have with the Warriors is size and depth. Those are my issues. But this is a team that post Jimmy, they were good.
Elite.
Yeah, elite. Their record with Jimmy when he played is 23-7 in the regular season. Had to just look out. Really good team. Do I have concerns about them being able to get through the regular season based on their age? Absolutely. So I do expect them to be a 6, 7, 8, 9 seed in and around there. The only concern is when you're an old team, do you want to have to play your way into the playoffs through the play-in? Probably not. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors go for the 6 seed to down the stretch of the season. I think that's probably where they'll be. And then I think they'll bet on themselves against a Timberwolves, a Houston. Denver and OKC, that's probably a stretch. I don't think they'd beat either one of those teams in a series. But I think they'd favor themselves. They would favor themselves against anyone else, whether that be the Clippers, the Timberwolves, Houston. Who else is in that? The Mavericks,
the Lakers.
Anyone, the Lakers. I think they'd favor themselves in any of those matchups. I think Steph is still one of the 10 best players on the planet. I think Jimmy probably still in the top 25 range. Draymond is still top 10 defender on the planet. Steve Kerr obviously has done what he's done as a head coach. They've only lost one time in the playoffs in the West, I think, or twice since Steve Kerr's been there twice, 2023 and last year. So yeah, I think they're good. They're not championship contender good, but they're like tier 2.5.
Like they can, you can see them in a dogfight in the semifinals series in a 6-7 game dogfight. And the reason why I'm asking you this, Mal, is because I know how you feel about the Golden State Warriors, particularly in the play-in tournament. I know how you feel about them. So with them, and that's why I say how I feel about like teams like the Blazers, like the Spurs, teams like that.
Because they did just beat the Grizzlies in the play-in, to be fair. So they did. Overcame.
Yes, they did for that one time. No doubt about that. But again, we're a year older. To your point about their size, I'm not as concerned as you are about their size, because they never were. Even when they were winning championships, they weren't a big team. And with them not being a big team, I think they play. I mean, their style of play has always been conducive to winning. The problem is the way they play is conducive to Curry, and he's got so many miles on him, and that running around, that playing off the ball, that action, that kind of stuff can be what breaks him down more than anything. I think that's what tripped them up when they played against Minnesota. I mean, he ran out of gas and he ended up getting hurt. And I'm thinking that throughout the course of the season, I feel like Steve Kerr is going to do everything that he can to manage them as much as he can. But I mean, you can't manage age. I mean, when you owe, and there ain't really nothing that you can do about it. I don't think there's much that you can do about it.
Yo, Swiper, and what's good, Ox? But yo, Swiper, I know you're about to jump off in a second. Would you like to talk about the Warriors?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not jumping off.
No, you're literally about to jump off.
Yeah, it's live. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Warriors are going to be good. I think that I have them currently as like the 6th seed in the Western Conference. I think right behind the Lakers and Wolves. I think that they're still going to be. I mean, when they're healthy, they're going to be one of the 5 best teams in the sport, arguably. Just because, like, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Al Horford, Pods, Moses Moody, they bring out DeAnthony Melton. I mean, they're going to be really good. They're going to be a really strong defensive team. I saw my Lakers fans, who are friends of mine, by the way, like, Raj, shout out, great basketball content creator. He was talking about, like, Luka, Braun, and Austin calling up Al on ball screens and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, well, Al's actually particularly good at those things, especially like for a center. And when you're also flanking him with Jimmy Butler and Draymond, and then Moses is still a very long defender, and then even with the, Jonathan Kuminga, we'll see what happens. They still have athletes behind him. Like, I still think they're going to be a very formidable defense versus a lot of these ISO-heavy teams, switch-heavy teams that are depending on switches in order to create offensive action. So, yeah, it's really I think they're going to be good. Like, I think they're going to be a lot better than people realize.
Question, Swiper, the expectation for Steph Curry this season in particular, because Mars, you just made an interesting point that he's still one of the 10 best players in the world, which I'm not going to argue that point. What's the expectation for Steph Curry this season, going into the 25-26 season? What's the expectation on Steph Curry?
I mean,
get to the playoffs healthy and stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We expect
that's an expectation.
Oh, okay, I understand.
And by the way, Mars, last year when Steph had Jimmy Butler, so when you gave him another offensive option that didn't take up all the, where he wasn't getting triple teamed and everything every play, 27 games, he was 27-5-4, and then over that stretch he shot 47, 41, 92 splits.
We actually had that conversation with dude Austin. He came up here and talked about how much better Steph Curry was with a viable options. But again, the expectation for Steph Curry coming into the season, because the reason why I'm asking you this question, because I think people still look at Steph Curry like Steph Curry from 2019, from 2022, because he's still a top 10 player. I think they still look at him like that when he's obviously, I don't think that he's fallen off, but I mean, he's not the same as he was back then. And I do think his game has aged. I think his game has aged really well. I'm not going to argue that point. However, I think that people still look at Steph Curry like they did years ago. And I don't think that he's that anymore.
But I just want to ask you guys, though. And that's the point I'm about to make, Ox. I just want to ask you guys, in terms of talent around Steph Curry, top-end talent, too. Now, we might not define Al Horford as top-end talent. But in terms of top-end talent, where would you rank this roster?
Well, Ron,
Last year was the best team they ever had. So I don't know.
Who?
the deepest team they ever had. But I mean, no, Ron, like, yeah,
and they're bringing everybody back, but cum buckets.
No, but wait a second. That's
Kuminga
so.
is
I
coming back.
want to get into that. I want to know.
I mean,
exactly
maybe
what happened
we
with that.
don't know. We don't know.
Okay, so then I won't ask that question. But I will say that for Al Horford's role, I think he's still top tier talent as long as his role isn't going to be expanded. You know what I'm saying? For him to, I don't think he can still play super heavy minutes, but he can still add a lot. So I think he can still be top tier talent for his role. You know what I'm saying? Because like Swiper said, we still see Al Horford switch on to elite guards and move his feet. I'm not saying he's clamping, locking elite guards, but he's still able to turn, contest. That's all I can ask for, especially for an old fella, right? But chill. No, he might not be 2019. He's still the most dangerous man walking.
That part I'm not going to argue.
Still to this day, Steph Curry is still the most dangerous man walking. Especially if his teammates are holding up their end of the bargain. If his teammates are holding up their end of the bargain, Steph Curry is still the most dangerous man walking. You have to account for Steph Curry.
Sacramento. I agree.
Every single time. For Sacramento, for San Antonio, for Cleveland,
playing teams. I agree.
Ox, don't fall for that bait. I just want to ask you and expand.
I know it's supposed to be bait. I'm just kind of just.
But I want to expand on what you were saying though, because you said Steph Curry's still the most dangerous man as long as his teammates are competent in their roles.
Yeah.
Is Al Horford going to be competent in his role?
Of course.
When has he not been?
Al Horford.
So how now I want to ask, how much better does Al Horford make Steph Curry and Draymond?
Mars, I know who he will be better than. Brooke Lopez.
Swipe is trying to derail the conversation because this is a threat to the Denver Nuggets. I want to ask you guys.
Please don't bring up Denver Nuggets, Ron. Please don't do that. Swiper, why are you being nasty?
No, because Ron was being nasty
do
about
not
Al Horford
fall
last
for
year.
the bait. Ox, do not fall for the bait.
I'm about to drop you.
Did y'all even play yesterday, Swiper?
I feel no.
Chill. You know what's wrong with Swiper? You know
What's the problem?
Swiper?
What's the problem?
Swiper just realized. Swiper realized what I realized 2 seasons ago, and what everybody been knew, but been scared to say because of social climates. You can't say these type of things, right?
Which is
calling Lamar Jackson James Harden is disrespectful to James Harden. What? Chill. He's a bum.
No,
he's
not.
A bum.
This is not true. Oh my goodness.
So who's being nasty?
This is disgusting, Swiper. This is awful.
I was a fan of Lamar Jackson for so long.
I don't know.
Ox fell for Swiper's bait, and now
there is no bait.
And now here we are.
I think Al Horford is going to be very good in his role with the Warriors
and
next
Lamar
year.
Jackson's a bum.
All right, y'all. To bring it back.
That's why he's being nasty today, chill.
To bring it back,
we're having a good conversation. He over here talking about the playing teams. He's better than Brooke Lopez. What's wrong with you, Swiper?
Well,
Big Ox, I want to ask you that.
Okay, I'm back on track.
I want to ask you yet again. How much better? And Chill and Mars, I want to hear from you too. How much better does Al Horford make Steph Curry and Draymond?
Not just Draymond. Yes, okay, Draymond and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, Draymond, and Al Horford together. I think the IQ on the defensive end just rose again. You got to remember when Jimmy Butler got over there with Draymond Green, the IQ on the defensive end went up. Now you get Al Horford, another guy that has major switchability, and he knows where to be. He's strong. He will protect the rim. He can do everything. IQ just went up some more. So now Steph don't got so much to worry about on the defensive end. But on the offensive end, you can count on Al Horford to make the extra pass, knock down the corner jump shot, set good screens. I mean, I think Al Horford, if he's just as good as he was last year, which isn't as good as he was the year before when they won the championship, I think he's still very good. I think Al Horford and Quentin Post can play together. Al Horford and Draymond Green can play together.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I'm really digging this addition. I didn't want Al Horford to go to the Warriors. In fact, before y'all got J-Val, I was like, man, if Al Horford go over to the Denver, it's gonna be some problems.
Yeah, I want him too. He's a really good player.
Right.
Well, Ox, I could get with your logic if Al Horford was on a team that had to one, offensive weapons and the defensive weapons that he had when he was in Boston. He doesn't. That's the problem that we're having. So as good as Al Horford is defensively, I think you still look at Al Horford. I think you still look at Al Horford, but like people look at Steph Curry, as good as he used to be. And I think a lot of that was masked last year with him being in Boston, being on the crew that he was on with the defenders, with the offensive players, with the action that they had. This team, with the exception of Jimmy Butler, is very limited offensively outside of Curry. They don't really have a lot, which means you and me had this conversation not too long ago where being on a team with Curry, Al Horford may have to do a little bit more. And with him having to do a little bit more and him not coming up as big as people would like him to be, the blame is going to go on him. Well, Al couldn't do this. Al couldn't do that. Let's completely forget that Al Horford is going on 40 years old. And that stuff that he used to be able to do, he can't do it like
he did it last year, Chill.
Yeah, on a much better team.
No.
Much better team.
I would argue a much better this team with the Warriors is a better defensive team than that Celtics team. And I don't think that's much of a stretch either. I think with the regression that Derek White took last year, not actual regression. Sure. Years you can fluctuate defensively.
You can take a step back, sure. Right. I can get with that.
And then he can be even better this year. I think if you look at this roster, and especially given, I think Draymond Green is the centerpiece. Al Horford, this is the best defender he's ever played with. I would argue if you go through his history.
The best defender Al Horford's played with?
Yeah, I think so. I think Draymond's the best. Yeah, I think Draymond's the best. And then I think if you look at what Jimmy Butler is, I think we know Jimmy Butler to this day is in conversation for best or one of the best off-ball wing defenders in the sport. Mm-hmm. And then if you put him with, I think Moses Moody and Pods, again, like for the name recognition standpoint, they're not like upper tier defenders, but from a scheme standpoint, Pods is 6'4", Moody is 6'7", super athletic. And then you add in Jonathan Kuminga, Steph Curry, and a very intelligent defender. And he's also not a small person. Like, he's 6'3". He's a big dude. So, like, he can still do his job. I think if you put Al Horford in a situation, Chill, think about it. You're closing the game, and you got Al Horford, Draymond, Jimmy, Melton, and Steph.
Wait. Swipe it.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm not the highest on this guy. And I know, Mars, you have some reservations about him. But, I mean, Buddy can still shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy, and also too, Buddy did show.
If Buddy's made 6 threes, he's gonna be closing games for sure.
But to be fair, Mars, in the playoffs in the first round,
I saw Game 7.
Buddy was strapping. Buddy was strapping. So
Jalen Green and
I know. I'm just saying, if he puts effort forth, to your point,
don't leave that out. That's
I do think Al Horford makes that big of a difference. Where versus again teams that are relying on switches. OKC. I think the Lakers. I think especially a team like the Clippers. Zubac is going to make that a problem, though. But I think Al Horford is showing he can contend with high level.
Ayton is in theory going to make that a problem too.
Sure. Well, but here's the thing, though, Mars. My thing with Ayton is really good at that 10 to 15 foot area, really 6 to 15 foot area. The problem with Ayton is, and I think you can agree with this, he doesn't have like a level of scoring aggression. One that I think really punishes you consistently, but also two, Mars. To be fair with you, bro, if it comes down to like Ayton versus Pods. I would much rather Luka give the ball to Ayton on a mismatch. And we know Luka, not a selfish thing, but Luka trusts himself so much, Mars. He has been prone, even Mavericks fans have pointed this out, that if Kyrie was hot, he sometimes will co-opt the offense because he believes so much in the mismatch that he's generated that he wants to take advantage of that. I would much rather Luka look at DeAndre Ayton versus Pods and say, give him the ball. Let's see if he can make it work last 3 minutes of the game, as opposed to taking a shot away from Luka. Because for me, that's still good defense. Like, that's the worst option of all the options you could give it to, of the four, which is Reeves, Luka, and which is LeBron. So I do think, though, like, Mars, like, I still think there's something about Horford being able to be a high-level IQ rim protector, off-ball defender, switch defender. And I think he's also big. Like, I don't think people realize how big Al Horford is. Like, that dude's he's taller than Ox and thick, and, like, he's like a bigger dude. And so, like, because Ox is tall. I'm saying, Ox, you tall. You tall, man. You 6'8". You know, that's a tall person. And then he's bigger than he is. And then on top of that, bro, you got Dre working with him too, bro. Think about the two-man defensive game, y'all, with Draymond Green and Al Horford, the level of IQ you're going to have. And especially when they go zone or play box, because the Warriors will deploy that at times too, bro. Like, I think that's about to be a lethal front court with him and Jimmy.
How much is Al gonna play, though? Like in the regular
season, I'd say 28 to 32 minutes.
That's fair.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
He's not gonna play every game. But when he's playing, he's probably going to play 28 to 32 minutes.
Over under Mars,
Classic,
65 games for Al Horford.
How many played last year?
How many did he just play?
Last season,
60.
Al
He just
Horford.
played 60.
So he played 60 games.
I'd say he's in that 58 to 62 range, if I had to guess.
And now remember who we're talking about now, because Bron, I want to make sure that we're clear on what the Western Conference is. I could go from hosting a playoff series to I'm fighting for my playoff life in a week.
Yeah,
That could happen. So I don't really have a lot of wiggle room for error here. So a guy
On
like
paper, still on paper.
Well, here's the thing, though, Ox. We saw this last year. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think the 2 and the 2 and the 3 seed. Okay, so the 2 seed from 2 to 6.
6, yeah, I think
Separated by 3 games.
4 or 5 games. Yeah.
The separated from 2 to 6 was separated by 3 games. Ox, that's 3 days. That's 4 days of if I screw up, I could go from I'm hosting a playoff series to I'm fighting for my playoff life. I might miss the playoffs. And a guy like Al Horford, who at 39, 40 years old, and I said the same thing because what I'm doing in the chat, they're getting on me about LeBron. Okay, so I'm 100% confident. I've come up here and I've said the same thing about James and how I feel about him aging and that he's not the same player that he was years ago. And I'll be blown away if they won the NBA championship with this group off the strength of how much they rely on James. I feel the same way when I'm thinking about this Golden State Warrior team, how old they are. Ox, if this was 2 or 3 years ago, the Golden State Warriors in the NBA championship. With this group, 100% they in the NBA championship. I just feel like where we are now, I feel like they're long in the tooth. And I think that every game in the Western Conference counts specifically from your older guys because we're going to need Al Horford, right? We're going to need Jimmy Butler. We're going to need Draymond and these guys to be healthy. And if they're not, if I can only get, I think Jimmy Butler gave me 60 games like twice, something like that. Yeah, I think Jimmy Butler gave me 60 games twice in like the last 10 years. Like that's not going to be enough if you're trying to get to the playoffs. Like,
I mean, chill. They did it. They did it last year without Al Horford and with Jimmy Butler for a stretch.
True.
So you mean to tell me if I add 60 games of Al Horford and let's just say Jimmy plays 50 games, double what he played last year? Come on, like I'm just saying, when have we ever seen Steph with a competent roster? Not Steph. When have we seen Steve Kerr with a competent roster? Not Kerr. When have we seen Draymond with a competent roster? Not Punch.
And
I'm
Ron,
saying
you
like
mentioned that,
we have
and
seen
that's fair,
these
Ron.
three.
That is
Wait,
fair.
chill, but why would
This
they
is
miss
a
the
dynamic
playoffs
trio.
if you get 57 games from their guys? Why would what there to me there was no mathematical equation they missed the playoffs though. They were too good with their players. Like even just if you just like say like they're playing 45 games all together.
Yeah.
On the rate that they won last year, and I think the West was still elite last year, so it's getting better this year. But I think the Warriors also got better.
31 and 14 is.
You said what?
31 and 14 if they played all 45
That's
games.
very reasonable. So then outside of that, if you go 50-50 Mars, I mean you're pushing 48 games, like 47. That's very much within the top 6, top 7 seeds. Chill.
Actually,
So I think
last year Memphis was the 8th seed and they won 48 games.
Right.
And
So you hear what I'm saying? Like
I understand that part. And again, when we're talking about the play-in tournament, I mean, that's where it gets tricky. The Golden State Warriors have not been, I mean, they did, to Mars's point, they did win last year in the play-in tournament, but they have not been successful in the play-in tournament in the past. And when you got a one game, when you got one game to play into the playoffs, do I feel if I'm looking at the Trailblazers and I'm looking at the Warriors, yes, on paper, it sounds a lot better for the Warriors than it does the Trailblazers. But when we're talking about one game, I mean, I'm having a difficult time just saying the Warriors, especially considering what their history has been in the play-in tournament.
Who the Warriors lost to the Wolves last year, right?
Yes.
yeah. Injuries and all.
Steph Curry and the
Wolves
Wolves.
won,
Steph
but-
got hurt, yeah.
Of realistic playing teams, chill. Who are you not taking the Warriors against?
All of them.
Realistic.
I mean, it's kind of hard to call a realistic playing team in the
all of
West
them.
because it's like so chill. All right, one game scenario. Let's just run down the West. Who are you taking the Warriors against? I'm gonna run down every team that's a realistic playoff team. Warriors, OKC.
OKC.
In one game?
Yeah.
One game.
I'm taking Steph Curry against everybody.
Game.
Go ahead, chill. You got to chill because I'm taking Steph against everybody in one game.
One game. That's it. One game.
All right, so
take the Thunder.
Warriors, Rockets.
The Rockets are in the
I'll take-
play-in next season. That's
Yeah.
a dysfunctional team. I'm gonna just say that.
They're gonna be a playing team.
I seen
No
you say they're
Freddie.
gonna miss the playoffs. I seen you say that.
I can see it
I'm
happening.
gonna
No
take the.
Freddie.
I'm gonna take the Rockets.
All right. After you just said that the Warriors have a shaky offense, but all right.
Yes, they do. But the Rockets, they did just add 25 a game to their roster. Like you just said, they added Al Horford and better defensive IQ. Well, the Houston Rockets just added 25 a game to their offense. It's going to make.
But what did they lose though? What did Jalen Green average and what did Dylan Brooks average? And what did Fred VanVleet average?
Jalen Green averaged 21. So
Okay,
they really
what
only
did
added
Dylan-
4 points. They added.
But wait,
4
what did
Okay,
Dylan
so-
average? No.
Okay,
What did
so
Dylan
like
average?
12,
I think-
And what did Fred VanVleet average?
like 14.
Okay, so
So they lost. What's that? 26 plus 21. They lost 47 and gained 25. So they're actually 22 points worse.
You feel me?
on paper, yes, they
Yeah.
are.
So the
Okay.
Rockets are actually going to average like 85 points.
And they lost Hakeem Olajuwon level defense and Dylan Brooks, who one of the biggest pests in the leagues. But all right,
Yes.
we're gonna move on to the next team. Chill.
Yep.
The Warriors or the Lakers?
In one game, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking the Lakers. Yes.
Warriors or the Nuggets?
I'm gonna take
I
Denver.
got to think about this one, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Denver.
Okay. Warriors or the Clippers?
I'm taking the Warriors. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because I know them. I'm sorry. I'm
So the
taking the
Clippers
Warriors.
are-
You think
Warriors
the
are
Rockets
missing
are
the
better
playoffs?
than the Clippers?
The Clippers and the Warriors are missing the playoffs, in your opinion?
I think that the Clippers could. I think that the Clippers are going to be better than the Warriors in the regular season.
They're old too.
And they are old too, yeah. But I feel like from a talent standpoint, they got a little bit more, and I think that they can sustain it a little bit more than the Warriors can. I can appreciate who Steph Curry is. I can appreciate what Jimmy Butler has brought to their offense, but I'm gonna go with the Clippers.
Are the Rockets better than the Clippers today? Right now?
Yes, they are.
If they played
Okay.
if both teams played a series,
Well,
That'd be a
Houston
fun
versus
series.
Clippers.
yeah, I might take the
The
Clippers.
Clippers in
That
five.
would really be a fun series.
You got the
about to-
Clippers serving Houston?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe
What?
I
Well, the
just
Clippers-
maybe I just think Fred is more important
Chill.
to that team
The
than other
Clippers.
Me
To
too.
be
Me
fair,
too, Mars.
people. Like,
They-
I
People
don't
been
think
acting
the
funny about the
Rockets
Clippers because it's the Clippers and like Corey McGetty and them didn't win in the 2000s, so therefore they're going to be trash always. And they got
Yep.
beat up 3-1 versus Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard dropped the ball in this Game 7 this year. Dropped the
Yep.
ball in Game 7 in 2020.
James
he
Harden.
sucked. Didn't showed up. No, Kawhi Leonard was worse. Not Mars. Ignore it. Mars. Ignore it. He can protect Kawhi Leonard, by the way. But Mars. The 4th episode from Pablo Torres finds out dropped today. By the way, $48 million. 48, by the way. But we'll get to that in a minute. Chill.
Yes, sir.
You need to get on board with the Clippers, dog. I told you.
I don't. I was
Go
already
to-
on a train last year and it
No,
crashed. I
no.
died.
Chill. They are. If
you
you
get
look
on
at
the
the
train this year, blame Swiper because I'm on.
I'm not
yeah,
getting
true.
on it. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Their roster.
I'm the
is
conductor
loaded.
of this train.
Their roster is
No way.
loaded, chill. And on top of that, Harden had an all NBA season last year. I don't care what none of you casuals say. Zubac had an all NBA season last year. I don't care what none of you
All-NBA team
casuals
last
say. Kawhi Leonard
made
played
All-Pro
68
team
games 2 years ago, and then he played 36 last year. Whatever. Now they got Bradley Beal and John Collins and Brooke Lopez and Chris Paul, who I told Mars was going to be better than Fred VanVleet for 2 months, and he was. I still ain't got my money. And on top of that, they're adding
We
like
ain't
a
putting
lot
no
of
money on that.
no. Chris Dunn is back. Best guard defender in the league last year, but didn't play 65 or enough games for 20 more minutes. I said this last year, Mark. This is not new news. This is not new
He
news.
still ain't better than Cruz.
You put all this stuff together. Hey, Ox. I'm
You
talking
ain't
about
even bring up Nicholas Batum. You ain't bring up
Coca-Cola. Hey, Coca-Cola shape. This should be absolutely 100% one of the 4 best teams. I think they're better than Cleveland. I think they're better than every team in the league except for
What
the
are we
Nuggets,
doing?
Thunder, and this Rockets team. I don't know, but the Wolves.
The Rockets are done, Swiper. The Rockets are done.
But the Wolves, they should be top 3 or 4. I'll tell you that much on your list of teams this summer.
I got Minnesota at 6. No, that's not true. I got them. I got
6.
Them outside, too. I got Dallas at 4.
But,
but-
without Kyrie,
Yes, without
Hey,
that.
hey, chill.
they got worse guard play than the Rockets.
Chill and Swiper.
Do they?
But before we go any further with this, Chill, I want to bring it back because I was halfway through the teams that I wanted to ask you, so I got about 4 more teams. Also, Swiper, that was a good question, Swiper. Probably in about an hour, I want to ask you guys, and this will give you guys some time to think. who are really your top 4 teams in the West? Like that you wouldn't be surprised if they made it to the finals.
Easy.
Obviously, like you guys may say you only
be surprised, but yeah.
All right, and then the other 2 teams where if they made it, you would be like, I could see an avenue. But top 4 teams that you could see an avenue to making it to the finals. But before we get there, chill. The next team I got for you is the Warriors versus the Wolves. 1 game.
Curry. Yes. I'll take yes. It's just he's so goddamn dangerous. I think Anthony Edwards is better than him. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I think today Anthony Edwards is better than him. I think he's a better player than Curry. But Curry in a 1-game scenario, he's just so damn dangerous that it's so difficult to just say, yo, they're better. But if I look at that Minnesota team and I look at what they have from a defensive standpoint, I think that they're better. I think their rotation is just as good. I think that Naz Reid gives them something that the Golden State Warriors don't have. I think he gives Draymond hell. And I think Julius Randle gives Draymond hell, like he said. In addition to that, I think the emergence of Shannon this season, and I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Dillingham. I think that this team, with Rudy Gobert cleaning glass like he does, I think that they're better in a 7-game series because I think that they'll outlast Golden State. But 1 game, it's that damn Curry. That's why I can't just outright pick them. It's that damn Curry, Ox. It's the chef, man. It's the chef. It's that damn Curry. Yeah, it is.
All right. I got 2 more teams for you.
Yes, sir.
The Dallas Mavericks. Fully healthy. Both fully healthy. Kyrie's back. AD's healthy. Dallas.
Yes, Dallas. I got Dallas. I got Dallas as one of those. To answer your question about later on today, we'll talk about that later on, but I'll take Dallas right now. Yes, sir.
All right. And then last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs.
The Warriors, yes.
Got the
So
Warriors.
we just disrespecting the Kings and the Blazers and the Suns and the Pelicans.
Chill. So if any of those teams, we'll just all loop them into one group. Actually, take all the starters from the team and put them together, make a super team. Do you have any?
That's a squad. You do that. Zion.
Can you imagine putting Zion and Wemby and Curry and who else?
Well, the Spurs aren't in that group.
Nah, you got Devin Booker with Zion, with Zach LaVine,
Triple J.
No, not Triple J.
All right,
With Denny,
the team. Huh?
Denny can be.
Yes.
Laurie Markkinen,
Jalen Green for sure starting. You know what I'm saying?
DeMontis and Filipowski.
Not bad at all.
That's the squad. Got to get Filipowski on the team.
Yes.
All right, fellas.
I think that to answer your question, Ron, I just feel like those teams, they're not going to have to worry about the top half. I don't think they're going to have to worry about the Warriors. So that's why I'm picking the Warriors in a 1 game over them.
All right. Well, fellas, we got a $20 super chat, so I'm going to go ahead and read my man B True 23's $19.99 super chat. B True said, "What's up, fellas? Missed the playback the other day, so I don't know if it was discussed. Chill, you being a former referee, what is your opinion on the steal made by Alyssa Thomas or Nafisa Collier? I really think it's just one of those 50-50 calls."
Well, number one, a lot of plays, they look a lot worse than what they actually are. That was a clean rip. But her momentum was taking her that way. And because her momentum was taking her that way, and when Alyssa Thomas, when she got in front of her, she hit the ball first. So once the ball is loose, whatever happens after that, like them two running into each other, that's something different. So that was a clean rip. The coach, she had every right to flip out the way she did. It wasn't that play just compounded what was going on all night. She wasn't upset only about that. That just compounded what was happening throughout the course of the whole night. And when I think about officiating, I've said this time and time again to you guys, when I think about officiating, you guys are the show. You're going to involve me in the show. How much you involve me in the show, that's up to you. When I hear coaches say that refs tell them, well, that wasn't my call. Well, I didn't see that. Let me tell you one thing that you can't say, Swiper, to a coach. You can't tell a coach, I didn't see it. Okay, what didn't you see? What do you mean you didn't see it? Because coaches don't want to hear that. Because Ox, you know what I'm trying to do as a coach? One, I'm trying to win. And if I'm trying to win, that means I'm trying to keep my job. And when you don't see something, you are jeopardizing my job. You're killing me. So when you're a coach, when you're a referee, we have this thing called crew savers. So it's 3 of us out here. One of us has to see that. And if we don't see it, or if one of us sees it and doesn't call it, that's awful for us as a crew. When you're in the space that you're in, you do have to referee your area, right? It's called the primary.
Mhm.
But there's times when you see stuff that's outside of your primary, even though I got to trust you, Swiper, but if that's a foul and you miss it, beep, I got to call that. I have to. And if you don't, you get stuff like this. And the last thing I'm going to say about this, Ox, the last thing that I want, because this is what happened in that game with Minnesota and Phoenix, the last thing I want as a referee is to lose control of my game. Because when I lose control of my game, I get fights, and I'm never getting it back, by the way. And I'm never getting back on that page. So I gotta get control, and I gotta keep control of my game. And I think those referees completely lost control of that game.
And just to note here, as somebody who has been a women's basketball enthusiast, and I'm sure that Ox can speak to this. I don't know, Ox, who has stronger feelings about this, me or you. I think refereeing in women's basketball is probably the worst of any sport that I watch for the most part. One of the reasons
in the WNBA,
well, I think college basketball too, but let me tell you why.
Really?
There's a level
Swiper, you know it's more. Oh, go ahead. You about to touch on it. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The level of physicality, Ron, as somebody who's watched a lot of W2, I think the level of physicality they allow you to get away with in women's basketball is egregious. And the reason being, because they're not as fluid of athletes as like the men are, I think they overcompensate a lot with physicality to make up for some of the stuff they necessarily can't do from a vertical or horizontal standpoint. Now, women's basketball is just more physical than men's in some way. It's not that men's isn't physical. Women's is just more physical.
Swipe. It's much more physical,
and it's just by nature.
No, it is, and I'm gonna take it this far. I've played with a lot of professional women, college athletes, elite high school athletes. Like I've trained and played with top tier high school basketball athletes since I was in high school. They are just inherently more physical. Like when I'm playing with women, if I cut across the key, I know they're gonna chuck me. I know they're gonna push me. I know they're gonna bump me. And you like it'll take you by surprise. Because in a men's game, I'll cut through the key and won't nobody touch me. If I'm playing with women, I'm gonna get touched a couple times and I'll be like,
getting lit up.
What you doing?
But
and
Rob, do you remember Baylor, the national champ, the Final Four game? This is Dejanay. When she was at Baylor and they're playing North Carolina, she got fouled at the end of that game. And this is before I even started the platform. She got hit in the face and in the arms on a I'm talking about she went vertical to go try to make a game-winning shot, got hit in the face and arms. Egregious, blatant. They didn't call a thing. That happened this game. Even just if you look at the Fever and the Aces, you look at this game with the Mercury, the level of physicality and fouls they get away with, that's why the coach was so upset, Chill, because Minnesota, in her mind, she felt like they had been getting away with exceedingly high level amounts of contact throughout the game, which is true. And so what happens is when your best player, a top 2 player in the sport, she gets picked, which was, to me, Chill, a very fair play. Like, she went for the ball, got the ball. But you know how momentum works, Ox? If your leg is like, if you're moving and then somebody comes and cuts you off, the momentum alone, knee, ankle, whatever else it might be, and you're done. And so I understand the frustration, but I'm telling you, Chill, I have no idea why when it comes to women's basketball, they allow, I'm not talking about just, we're getting physical in the paint and just, we're just like fighting each other. But when they do the stuff they do, when it's like blatant, hitting a woman in the face, and we're just letting it go, I'm saying, I don't understand why they do that. It's like the most incredible thing to me.
I think it's more of a mentality as a referee more than anything. And I know this sounds crazy, Swiper, but if you look at how quickly a guy can get set off if he got hit in the face, like with women, they're looked upon as the weakest. They're looked upon as the weakest sex. So it's not really something that's going to be that big a deal, even though women get set off real quick. And again, Ox, I could lose control of my game fast. I just had a conversation with dude in the chat. He was talking about, he heard me say, don't involve yourself in the game. Ox, you got kids. You might not involve yourself in what's going on with them in your house. You still got control of your house, though.
Right.
You 100% have control
at some point you got it. You know what I'm saying? It's turning an animal house.
It will, but and by that time it's a wrap, Ox. You can't get control of it. Now you gotta send everybody to their room. You go to your room. You go to your room. Nah, we don't want to get there.
Ox gets sent to his room too. I done seen it. And not the man cave. Go to your room.
We want to keep it to a point where it's a level of competition, and the physicality, Swiper, is legal. because let's be clear, basketball is a contact sport, so there's going to be some pushing, right? There's going to be people getting tied up. That's stuff that happens. When I see somebody get hit in the face, for example, Ox, I'm in the trail. My job as a trail official is to be responsible for rebounding on both the strong and the weak side. You in the lead, you got that going on, and that's right in front of you. If you see somebody get hit in the face and you don't say something, and I call it from the trail, they're going to look at me like, you can't see that. Yes, I can see that. And I'm 100% supposed to be involved in that. So I think that referees, they have egos. Referees want to make sure that they're right, so they don't want to get overstepped. That's why calling across the lane is something that's forbidden. That's why calling in somebody's area is also forbidden. But if I miss something, I'd much rather you call it, Ox, than to just let 100%. It get missed and then us losing control of our game. I don't want that to happen.
Chill. And we've talked about this before multiple times. And I think sometimes we forget that we're watching this game from the camera. Sometimes we have a bird's eye view. We got different angles. Sometimes I know a lot of times during the game, we'll be yelling like, oh, pass it. He don't see that yet. You know what I'm saying? We got a better angle, you know what I'm saying, from back then the players, the refs, the coaches, and everything. So I think a lot of times as basketball fans, we're seeing things before other people are seeing it, and we're expecting people to see that in real time. As far as what happened to Fee, I just think that was just a terrible way to go out, especially for such a great player to have to sit down and watch her team. Shout out to Caleb McBride. Welcome to the Caleb McBride show. But anyways, to have to sit down and watch her team like that, and for them to lose that way, I think that was just terrible. But I don't think it was malicious. Alyssa Thomas plays like that. She's a physical basketball player. She understands it's a contact sport, and I'm going to hit you. I don't think she tried to hurt Nafisa Collier right there. But to your point, Chill, Cheryl Reed had to lose her mind right there. That was the right thing to do. And it was, I think, like you said, it was just a buildup. It was a buildup. Also, with that being said, though, Nate Tibbet at the end of his game, I liked what he said, though, because I think that makes a tougher basketball team. When he said, we're here to play. We're going to play through the fouls. If we get hit, we're going to play. We're going to keep playing, whatever. You know, we're not going to let that dictate us. And I think that makes for a tougher basketball team. And the Phoenix Mercury are a tougher basketball team than the Minnesota Lynx. And that's
wait. Didn't I tell you guys that was the case?
No, you didn't.
Ron.
No, y'all jumped me.
Ron,
no,
that's not what happened. You said what you said.
I said they're a better team. I said they're a tougher team. I said Alyssa Thomas is with the shit. I said all of that.
We knew that.
Yes, you said they were going to win. We didn't agree with that part. The toughness isn't something that you have to say. That's something that everybody knows. We know that as far as physicality goes, as far as who's a tougher team, we know. That doesn't mean that that's a better team. I still think the Minnesota Lynx are a better basketball team than the Phoenix Mercury. 100% I do. But they out-toughed them, they beat them, and they just beat them up. And in basketball, you're allowed to do that. So Ryan, I know you want to get your "I told you so" moment, and that's fine. That's fine, because you were right. They were going to win. They won. I didn't think Phoenix was going to beat the Liberty.
I didn't.
So yeah, I'm double wrong. I'm double.
So that's twice.
Yes,
I've been wrong more than 2 times.
Leading me astray.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I was
okay,
right.
Mars, I got you.
But Mars, I was right about the Fever beating the Dream. Nobody else told you that. I told you that.
I did. I thought Atlanta was beating them.
I told you that.
And
Nobody else told you that.
To your point, Ron.
Who told you about the Fever beating the Aces?
Hey, Mars, don't listen to that. Watch the game tomorrow. About to
Hey, Mars, I'm on a WNBA winning streak right now.
Told me that the Aces and the Liberty were the championship favorites. So.
Ron didn't even think the Fever were going to be here, so don't listen to him. But anyways, but like I'm saying, no, Chill, I think the physicality in women's basketball, it needs to stay. I just think the refs need to find some consistency and call it. You can see it with this Aces Fever matchup. Some days they're blowing it, some days they're not. And it's like now, and you know, with all due respect to the ladies out there, women get a little catty. You know what I mean? Women get a little catty, and it's just like, oh, remember that time I hate her now. Like, relax, you know what I'm saying? It's just a game. But
they do got some interesting dynamics in the W, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Very, very interesting dynamics. You know what I'm saying?
Behind the scenes, you know what I mean?
Right, all over, and that's why I think the refs have to be that the refs have to be that line of consistency. When you have things working behind the scenes, you got fans You got fans involving themselves so heavily in the WNBA that it's like the fans are the problem in the W. We have the best basketball league in the world, and the fans are the issue. I think the refs have to be the level of consistency. Blow the whistle, no matter who it is. Blow the whistle. If you see it, blow it. Stop all the bullshit. We can end that. And I think the refs are dropping the ball 100%. For everybody though, like I think there's a lot of times where they let Asia get away with bullshit, and then they don't. They let Alyssa Thomas get away with bullshit, and then they don't. It's like you have to blow the whistle for Asia the same way you'll blow it for anybody else. Kiki, any of the youngsters, you can't let Asia have superstar shit for 3 games, then 1 game not. You got to treat everybody equal. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Well, go ahead.
I just want to ask you, but before we make this quick transition and I read this $100 super chat, do you believe that was a foul? Would you have called that foul? And I don't want to say in that moment in time, just looking back on it, is that a call that you believe they should have made?
No way. The way I look at that is when you got a lion coming for the ball and you got a gazelle coming for the ball. Lion gets the ball.
That was a clean rip, yo.
But Arch, you just said they got to keep it consistent. So what if the gazelle was coming for the ball and the lion had it?
Then
that wouldn't be a call.
If the gazelle steals it, yeah. But Alyssa was going for that ball. She didn't. She got the ball when she reached. She might have reached with her left hand, but she got all ball. And when the way I looked at it, feet was running, her leg was there. I thought the way I looked at it, looked like feet was going to roll her ankle regardless. It just looked way worse. You know what I mean? Because Alyssa ran into it. I'm not calling that foul. No way.
In the world of refereeing, in the world of refereeing, Ron, it's called speed, balance, quickness, and rhythm. If you throw any of those things off, it's a foul. Any of them, right? Speed, balance, rhythm, quickness. Yes.
I mean, when she threw her rhythm and balance off.
Okay, that was after the ball was loose. It's like blocking somebody's shot, and after you block this shot clean, they fall to the floor. That's not a foul. That is not a foul. So to their point, when I'm refereeing, I got to referee the defense. That's what I'm looking at, especially considering what Alyssa Thomas had done. Now that the rip was clean, no doubt about that. Now I will say this, Ox, and I'm going to leave it with this. Does the not just the WNBA, because the NBA does this too, do they think that they're protecting the sanctity of the league, or do they think that they're protecting how we view the game when they suspend coaches or fine players? Because we see what's going on. So is this a situation where, okay, you see it, but you can't say that? Like, I could say it, but you can't say that? Is that what
we're doing? They absolutely had to suspend Cheryl Reeve. Like what Cheryl Reeve got, she earned. And that's just one of the things. So, one of those things was like, I know I'm gonna get punished for this or whatever.
I'm gonna get my money's worth.
But I have to though. You know what I'm saying? I have to. Like, it's one of those things where if you believe it, bleed for it. You know what I'm saying? And she had to do that. Like, what she said at the end of the in that press conference, that needed to be said. You know what I'm saying? That needed to be said 100%. I think she knew they was gonna be without fee anyway, and maybe she didn't know they were gonna suspend her. She knew a fine was coming at least, you know what I'm saying? But I think she had to say that, and I think the league needed to hear that. She was talking about the incompetence of those 3 refs. Sure, you already talked about it earlier. They said, I didn't see that. That's not my call. I don't know. No. Oh, chill. I had to put my hands on somebody. I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know. No. That's Nafisa Collier out there. You know what I'm saying too? That is Nafisa Collier. I'm as a coach, I'm not finna sit here and watch you let Nafisa Collier get beat up. No way, no how. No, sir. We are gonna have some problems tonight, if you don't protect Nafisa Collier. That's how I'm looking at it as a coach. And I think that's how Cheryl Reeves looked at it, and she did what she had to do. Shout out to her. The league needs to do something about this refereeing.
All right, y'all. Big Ox said if you believe it, you should bleed for it. And I agree. And that's why I bleed every day for the chat. Blood, sweat, and tears, y'all. I'm happy that everybody's in here. If you are in here, whether you on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, on your telephones, tablets, TVs, whatever else, make sure you like the video if you can. But I know you can subscribe, so do that. And shout out to all of our members, especially our Hall of Fame members, and especially my dog Cheese. Now, Cheese just sent through $100 super chat. and he said only better things await us. Dub PC, and for damn sure, Dub Chat.
Check for sure.
What does Cheese mean by better things await us? Only better things await us. Do we
That
know?
means we're going up.
Hey. Actually, I know exactly what that's referring to.
What does that refer to?
Chill and Ron, my brothers. I don't know how to do the. I don't even know how to do the one screen on here. Put you both in the middle of the screen, please. I would like to see this. These brothers went to the Black Creators event this past weekend. Both were suited and booted, looking mighty fine, I would say. You know, both of you tiptoe. Shoes were nice, pants were good, suits were nice. The hair, put you back on. You're the stars of the show. And both of you went out there and you did your job. You put on a great face for PC. You looked wonderful. The suits were very nice, chill. My brother, I could definitely tell that you used to wear that suit to work. Shout out to my dog, man. Shout out to you. That's my man's. My dog. Hey, Ron, for a man that got a suit business, you look good, my dog. You look real good, my dog. I hope you had a spectacular time, man. Y'all did great. PC is on the way up. And so all the stuff that Cheese is talking about with only better things await us, it starts with management and people behind the scenes that are doing this, Dave, and obviously Shaq and Claire and JD and everybody else. Y'all are doing a terrific job. And y'all, and Ron, obviously. Yeah, Ron, obviously. Yeah, you know, everybody, man. You're just doing a wonderful job. And this is... telling y'all, man, this is a sign of things to come. 2024 was big. 2025 has been bigger. 2026 it's about to be. Hey, one of my favorite. I'm gonna just say it real quick. One of my favorite things when Elijah ascended on the chariot of fire, chill, and then when Elisha took over, he said that if you see me ascend into the heavens, you will receive a double portion of my spirit. So I'm believing that there's a double portion headed PC's way in 2026. So 1,000%, man. I really this is big. Yeah, that was a big event. We got bigger things to come this year too. But congratulations,
Hey,
to everybody that was
Swiper,
part of
we
that.
got bigger things to come this week.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I thought y'all seen something last week.
Yes, sir.
Wait till you see this week.
Yes, sir.
And hey, wait till you see opening week. Wait till you see the Christmas slate week. Wait till you see in-season tournament week. Wait till you see All-Star week.
Ron, just keep being an engine, brother. You know, they just keep doing your thing, Ron.
Just keep being Alyssa Thomas. I got y'all. So what I need you to be is
Alyssa
DeWanna Bonner. You be
Sammy Wickham.
Kalia Copper. This is Sammy Wickham because she's from Mars is Australian. She's from Australia. There you go. And then you be Satu. And then we got it. We on our way to the top.
Hey, Satu, she's
like that.
That's
Yes,
that's my person. That's
Yes,
a big
she is.
compliment to me. I love Satu.
Yes,
I've always loved
Ron,
Satu.
Ron.
I just
But Sammy not from Australia, bro. She just
Where's she
played.
from?
She just played Australia. She from California.
Oh.
She's from California. Nigga, like all the hoopers. What you mean?
I just
So she was just down there getting busy.
in that space, it was so dope to just be around my people and seeing them doing something special. I really felt proud to be there. It was so dope to be around my people. I had an opportunity to talk to Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill is one of the dopest humans that I've ever met.
She
is a
she
dope
cool
ass
as hell.
chick all the way around, yo. She is a dope chick.
Cool as
And,
hell.
you know, she's got a lot of knowledge. I really enjoy talking to her. And just being around your people. And I'm not one of these people that's only around my people. You know, I love all people. Let's be clear about that. But being around my people in that setting, yo, I felt so good. It just it made me want to. It just made me think about what we doing and how much harder. Just so y'all know, we were the only sports content creators there, Ron and I. What no other sports content? Yeah, what no other sports content creators there. I didn't realize how big a deal the other stuff was. Like not Ox. I'm sorry, Swiper. I'm talking to a dude named RTTV. They do anime, and I mean they got 1.4 million. This thing, I'm talking to this woman. She's doing gaming. She's doing like 800,000. Like this stuff is the real deal. I didn't realize how big a deal this other stuff was. But the fact that we were the only sports content creators there, and you know, I felt like we held it down and did our thing. I would thank you for sending me. That was dope. I really enjoyed
That's fine. Love to see young Black folks being prosperous. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Positive. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. Shout out to all the content creators that were there. Everybody within their niche. It was a lot of fashion. It was a lot of beauty. It was a lot of lifestyle. How Chill mentioned, it was gaming. It was anime. It was every lane you could think of. So shout out to all of them, because you guys are obviously consistent with what you do. They're obviously geniuses and masterminds in what they do. They're obviously uber talented. But, just shout out to everybody that's in their lane and really killing it on YouTube. And once again, shout out to us too, because we in that group. But forget us. I got to shout you guys out one more time, because we would not be here without you guys. Now, I know we're consistent. I know we hit this live button every day and we go for 3 hours. I know we give you dope football content. I know we give you somewhat all right content on Saturdays with Chill. I know we feed you guys' timeline. But if you guys don't show up, watch the videos, like the videos, enjoy the videos, comment on the videos, send super chats that sometimes I don't always get around to in a timely manner. I apologize for that. But if you guys aren't who you guys are, and show us your love, time, and dedication as a community, it is no PC. It is no Player's Choice. It is no panel. It's no nothing. So once again, salute to you guys and shout out to you guys, because y'all hold it down for us, for real.
Chat really does clear, man.
W Trailblazers. By the way, Ron, I don't know if you saw Bad Bunny headlining the Super Bowl, boy. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's about to be so cold. Bad Bunny had the biggest year in music this year. Last year it was Kendrick. This year is Bad Bunny. I can't wait, Ron.
Kendrick
You
has
know how
never had a
dope that's
big
gonna
year.
be?
Kendrick has never had a big year than Taylor Swift.
Oh no, you misunderstand what I'm saying.
Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this one. This
had
one
the
over
biggest
here.
year in music, that he was the most relevant musician, period, last year, because of the whole Drake beef and crushing Drake like he did.
Oh, so Drake made him. So Drake made
how
him.
J-Rob put you up against the wall, he put Drake up against the wall. I'm saying that this year, Bad Bunny made Puerto Rico $800 million.
No, that's heat.
$800 million. And then he got so big that the NFL was like, yo, host the biggest event of the year. And guess what? This is his only concert outside of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and he's about to get the most. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are going to be, bro, but he's about to do crazy numbers.
So he only does concerts in Puerto Rico?
This year, so a lot of it was because of the ICE immigration. He didn't want people to come to his
Oh,
concert.
that's why you went down there for that concert.
Yeah. He didn't want people up in the States to get
Hey, you know what? That's smart. I like that. I like that.
He made them almost $1 billion in revenue for, and Puerto Rico is not a state or a country; it's a commonwealth. So but they're taxed 10.5% of their tail tax comes to the U.S. By the way, I don't know if y'all know that, but they don't, and none of it stays there. But he made them $800 million, bro. Bad Bunny is the biggest Puerto Rican artist of all time. And he finna do a whole concert in Spanish at the Super Bowl. Yes, dog.
Which, by the way,
right quick, fellas. Speaking of the Super Bowl and football and the NFL as a whole, let's go ahead and segue into the best app, the best gaming app that there is out there. Now, if you do know football, NFL, college football, if you do know basketball, WNBA, NBA, college, well, this is just the place that you want to be. Because you can make your picks, and when you make the right picks, you can make your bank account just a little fatter with splashes of income from Splashsports. Now, the link is in the description. The link is also on the screen in form of a QR code, and the link is also in the bio of the Player's Choice account. If you go to our social medias and click that link in the bio, like you guys are so accustomed to doing, you will see that you get to compete against fans and not the house on Splashsports. And you guys are pretty familiar with the format where you pick a player and they have player projections and you pick more or less. And if you pick 2 or more players, you get paid based on the results of those picks. Well, let me stop talking and just show you how it's done. This right here is from none other than our very own Swipovich. Swiper, would you like to tell us why you went more or less on these select picks?
All right,
on
so
Splashsports.
yeah, this is going to have to be a big game from Kelsey Mitchell. Obviously, if you look at the way she performed so far in the series, she needs to have an all-around great game, scoring, rebounding, and assisting. I think she can push for 18 or more just as a scorer versus the Aces in this game. This is an opportunity for them to really, I think, for a lot of people, stomp a lot of narratives, but I think Kelsey, who has been the best player on the Fever all year, this is going to be a great opportunity for her to have an all-around great game. Devon Achane, if you're not tapped into NFL at all, Devon Achane is a yak merchant. He's probably the best specialist receiving back we've seen in the league in quite some time. I can see him pushing for 8 to 10 catches tonight just on the design screens and flares that they have for Devon Achane. So 99.5 or more rushing and receiving yards altogether. J.K. Dobbins has scored a touchdown in multiple games for the Denver Broncos. He has more touchdown equity than almost any running back in the league because Bo Nix has not been up to par yet. I expect him to get into the end zone today. T. Higgins, if you look at the last time they played the Broncos, Riley Moss was getting mossed by T. Higgins. And T. Higgins absolutely can put up 51 or more yards on just one catch today. I expect a great game for him. And Jamar Chase might not have a lot of yards, but 5.5 receptions is good. He got strapped by Patrick Surtain last time they played for a tune of 27 yards and 3 catches versus Pat. I do expect him to have 6 or more catches today. And then Asia Wilson-Knox. We can't let this go on any further. She's the best player in her sport. I did not like her attitude at the end of that game, complaining about Leah Boston and her whistle and 13 free throws. I expect the best player in the WNBA and for Ox, best basketball player in the world, to have a game versus Aaliyah Boston and to get me 25.5 or more points. I'm expecting 27 or more points from Asia Wilson. That is my lineup lock for Splash Sports.
That's a good
There you guys have it. All right, Swiper, why didn't you put the less for Bo Nix?
Because too many variables in passing game with the Broncos. I didn't know go more or less. You just never know. Never know. You see, I only put one Bronco on there for a reason. I don't know what the offense is going to do.
I just want to say this real quick, Swipe, and I'm not trying to get all into this. I don't want to go backwards because we already moved forwards. I just want to say that I don't think she was necessarily crying as much as she was saying that Aaliyah, how funny it is for Aaliyah to say that she has such a easy whistle and Aaliyah shot 11 free throws in one quarter. I don't think that's complaining as much. And on top of that, she finished up by saying, we have to be better. We have to make her look tougher. And we just got, you know what I'm saying? That's all she said. I wouldn't call that complaining. I would just say she's just stating facts. Like, how you gonna say I got a whistle and you shot 11 free throws in one quarter? I think that's all she said. No. And she had 31. That was a fucking battle. Aaliyah, I told y'all game 3. Why would you stop going to Aaliyah Boston? Anytime she gets Asia deep on the block, it's work. It's work. 24-14, 31-9. That's the battle of the Gamecocks. I love that.
And Ox talking about welcome to the series. Like, is that her, Ox? No, that's not her. Not against Aaliyah. It's not.
Chill. Aaliyah is a baller. That's why.
I ain't saying
it could be Chill. They just don't give her the ball enough.
15.
Chill, they don't give her the ball nearly enough.
Best defensive player in the game.
Chill, they don't give her the ball nearly enough.
Aaliyah's
make sure that I'm not
Asia,
losing my mind here. Okay, so this is what's about to happen. This is what's about to happen right now in September of 2025. Because I've heard this before, Mars. Okay, so Aaliyah Boston, if they go to her more, we could get more production from her. And we could get an ass kicking like we saw, which means that elite defensive players like Asia could get her ass kicked.
Can't nobody do nothing with Aaliyah?
Chill.
Can't nobody do nothing with Aaliyah?
Aaliyah
Boston, what I'm understanding.
Chill. I just want to make sure I'm clear about this.
Yes,
I don't think Aaliyah Boston is a walking 24-14, but I do think she is a walking 18-9.
20 and 10. 20 and 10.
We can call it 20 and 10. When Stephanie White goes to Aaliyah, she produces. You know what I'm saying? And she's always produced. Yes. Always. Even at South Carolina, in Indiana, when you give it to her, she produces. And the thing about, and I know y'all know this, I'm not saying y'all don't, but I'm saying she's not going to score every time. Sometimes she might lose the ball. Sometimes she might do some shit that looks weak. That's a part of basketball. The best players in the world are going to do some shit that looks weak. You still got to go to her. But
yes, sir.
That's not me saying that she's just the best. But I said it before.
I ain't take it like that.
You said Dominique was gonna be the best, and I said you do know Aaliyah Boston exists. Remember that a couple weeks ago? I'm like, Aaliyah Boston exists, and she's gonna do that. She is like that. That's why I was so upset at her in that first series. because she was the main reason I was thinking they were going to win that. I'm like, I think Breezy Jones is too old. I think Brittany Griner's too old. Aaliyah Boston was supposed to kill that series. So that's all I'm saying. I think I'm like, finally, Aaliyah, welcome to the damn show.
All right, y'all. I want to get to these crunch time chats. Before I get to these, TC the Don asked, is there a player's choice referral code? TC, do you watch the show or do you watch the show? I mean, you might be an audio listener, but if you're in the chat, you wouldn't probably be an audio listener. TC, it's right in front of your face, right below Mars. Quick picks. We will match up to $50 of what you put in. So if you put in 30, we'll match 30. If you put in 50, we'll match 50. If you put in 5, we'll match 5. And this only happens when you use code PLAYER. So there you go, TC the Don.
Do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it?
Skim through.
That's a highlight league, Mars.
All right, well, once again, shout out to Cheese. He sent through a $100 super chat. Shout out to Fizzy Faye Facts. Fizzy Faye Facts said, if y'all actually looked at the play, that's a foul off of leg contact. That's definitely a dangerous play.
No. Ron, you played enough ball to know, and Ox, you played enough ball to know, and Chill.
Gotta let him finish reading the super chat.
I know, but I'm tired. But Ox, you just, I get it, but it's just you make contact with the ball first.
Yes.
You always, you are more likely going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Pat Bev did it. Y'all wanted to crucify.
No, that was different. That was different. Come on, Ox, don't even make that the same.
Nah,
you know better.
Nah, he was going for the ball too.
No, he wasn't. They were signaling for a timeout. He hit him first and then hit the ball out of bounds. That's completely different. All right, go ahead.
Well, Fizzy Faye also said that's definitely a dangerous play to run in front of a player like that to get a steal. I ref JV girls, they be hacking.
First and foremost, that's how you get steals. You cut off their lane. That's how I'm ripping you in the open floor. You cut their lane off. So, and the idea of there not being any contact when you're trying to rip somebody, I mean, that's part of it. So if Mars or Swiper, you handling the ball and I body you, bam, I body you, which is legal, by the way. I'm not knocking you off balance. That's legal. And then with me bodying you, you open up and I step in front of you and steal the ball. That's a clean rip. Now, it might look a lot worse afterwards, or you go to the basket and you trying to lay the ball up and I block the shot and you end up falling on your head. I smack the ball and you end up running into me and falling on your head. Well, I blocked the shot. So it just looked a lot worse than what it actually was. That was a clean rip every day. And if I'm standing in the trail, which is whose call that is, the trail official, if I'm standing there and I see that rip, that's a clean rip. I'm not blowing the whistle on that. That's a clean rip.
All right. A dude by the name of Allen, last name, I don't know his full last name. I just know it starts with an L. He sent through a super chat and he said, Horford is only going there to sabotage the Warriors just like he did with the Sixers. That's my first ballot Hall of Famer.
Evil. That's just evil. That's that's that plan. I guess.
Everybody send some love to Cheese's way. Hey, spam the chat with the cheese emojis because yet again he came through as the Hall of Famer that he is, and he gifted 10 Players' Choice memberships. So salute to Cheese. Salute to everybody that got those memberships. If you didn't get the membership, just stick around. I'm sure one of Cheese's memberships will fall in your lap one of these days. So shout out to Cheese.
No
LaFlame said, shout out Big Al. Hall of Famer and Celtics legend. Also, did y'all see Tatum back in the gym? Modern medicine is crazy.
Yeah,
Yes,
Chill.
sir.
I did say that I don't want to limit the prospect of scientific advances within the last 3 years, because in my own estimation, it would have seemed improbable for someone to come back within a year from an Achilles injury. But there have been advances in modern medicine. We did see Cam Akers in a completely different sport tear his Achilles and play an NFL game 6 months later.
Literally.
So we know it can happen. And because of where we are with stem cell research and all that, there is a possibility, Chill, where the Achilles is the new ACL, and their ability to reconstruct the Achilles and to rebuild the body
Sure.
is something that was unheard of 5 years ago. So it could be
Now-
possible he's coming back this year.
Chill,
now remember,
just hold that thought right quick, Chill. I just want to play this for the people that haven't seen it, and then we could get into this because this is one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen in my life. Jason Tatum just literally in the playoffs 4 months ago tore his Achilles. Now this is him. You guys, I sent this to the group chat and I asked, was this AI? Because I literally don't believe that this is real. Do you guys see this? The way he's cutting, stepping back, sliding.
Yep. Absolutely. Now
It
remember
was this part coming up that bugged me out the most, Chill. Right here.
Handle look like it's still sharp. Now remember, I mean, this looks good in theory in terms of working out. Okay, we haven't seen this dude in contact. We haven't seen this dude getting bumped. We haven't seen this dude going up and down in the actual game. And the reason why is because I don't think that they're there yet. I think we're in a space now, Swiper, where, Jason Tatum says he hasn't ruled himself out. Well, it's the difference between you not ruling yourself out and the company that you work for ruling you out. Now, you can 100% feel like you can go, but what we're not going to do is we're not going to risk this thing happening again and we may lose you again. So until we think that you're ready, and I know that it's important for you to get yourself back in shape, but mentally we got to make sure that you're ready, and physically we got to make sure that you're ready. So I have no problem with them holding him out for as long as possible. No problem with it.
Do any of you guys think he'll play this year?
I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't think he'll play the season.
So does anybody know like what the Achilles like roll back to recovery is? Because all right, clearly he's on the court in 4 months. Maybe that might take somebody 6 to 7 months. But when you get back to like being able to make those movements, running and stuff like that, how long is the timeline after that? And if you know in the chat, can you please chime in?
It's an 8 to 12 month injury, Ron, before you can get back to where you were in the past. It's between 8 to 12 months, depending on how you heal up. But at minimum, 8 months.
Yeah, but
right?
Chill.
And some people it takes almost a year.
But I'm more so asking. So usually in a typical timeline, let's say it's a year timeline.
Yeah.
When you get back to being able to run, cut, and stuff like slide, how long is the process after that? How long does it typically take? Is it 5 months after that? Is it 7?
Well, before it was, you being in a boot. You couldn't walk for like 4 or 5 months. Like you were in a boot for between 4 to 6 months. You were in a boot. With that being said, then you start working out. That's where the other 6 months comes in. So by the time we get to like 12 months, you should be back to where you were, cutting, running, things like that. As opposed to like in 4 months when you see him doing, some workout. Okay, he looks like he's getting sharp. Well, he does look like he's getting sharp, but I mean, there's a long road back after you tear your Achilles, a long road, even with modern medicine being what it is. Again, Ron, your Achilles, I mean, it's basically the band that holds your foot with it's the band that holds your foot together. And when that breaks, your foot is basically dangling. And we don't want that to happen. Yes.
So it connects the heel to the calf right there.
Yes, sir.
And it's just like that's
And Giannis has
if that thing snaps.
Giannis apparently has the record, by the way, for the distance between the heel and the Achilles is 13.5 inches with Giannis, which is apparently like the record from any measured almost ever for an athlete, which goes to show like the explosion that's done for Giannis, which is why he does what he does.
They're doing it. I didn't know they did that. Achilles measurements.
Well, because
it would make sense. He's a Greek god. It would make sense.
Yeah, if you look at his body, he's like a freak of nature. Yeah, but but yeah, Achilles. So even when you get to 12 months, still the problem is that the twitch and the explosion you had is still not back, which is why my original prognosis when I said that if he spends a year taking basketball off, he'll then have May, June, July, August, September, and October to work on reconditioning himself, getting his quick switch back, getting the explosion back, strengthening muscles around his leg again, and then being fully ready to actually jump back on board to being like at the peak of his powers athletically. Because even 12 months from now, he's not going to be the same. Or 12 months from the injury, he won't be the same athlete. It's just because it takes longer for your body to be able to rebuild all of the stuff it has to rebuild from that point on. So he just needs. I personally would not play him this year, but Tatum is super competitive and he wants to be there for his team. So he definitely, by the time we get to February and March, he's going to be looking around like saying like, hey, I think I can go. But then the doctor just have to be really careful with that, obviously.
I'm not taking that. Not mind you, I'm definitely like excited to see that he's back on his feet, moving. When I seen a clip when Dame was with the young fella Speed. He was, and there was I guess he was out in Portland. They were doing like a little workout. And he told him like, yeah, beginning of next season is when you could probably expect to see me. And I understand Jason Tatum's younger than Dame, you know what I'm saying? But I think Dame's a little more being cautious about it and just going. I think Jason Tatum's a little more ready to go back. But until I see him doing some weighted calf raises or some cleans or something like that, I just don't. I don't think this video is as big of a deal as we think it is.
Yeah,
4 months later. Go ahead, Ron, sorry.
I was just gonna say you just literally took the words out of my mouth. I did not expect to see him in 4 months doing this. Like I'm just utterly shocked.
But Ron, are we in a space where, like you just said, modern medicine? Because we're so used to ACL injuries being this long. We're so used to Achilles injuries being this long, and maybe we're at a turning point with medicine. Maybe these things aren't as catastrophic as they used to be. Maybe the timeline can be shortened because again, the timeline, what it is 8 to 12 months. And Swipe, I can appreciate the explosiveness. I can appreciate the strength, right? And also as a former athlete and playing basketball, mentally, immediately what I'm thinking when I tear up my knee or when I snap an Achilles, am I going to be able to run as fast as I used to? Am I going to be able to jump as high as I used to? Because what it is, it's a superpower, right? Because a lot of people look at these athletes like they're superhuman, and this is what my superpower is, my ability to run fast, my ability to jump high. When I end up snapping my Achilles, that hampers that now. Am I going to be able to do that? And that mentally starts to screw with you. How do I get back to that? Can I ever get back to that? So that could also delay the recovery. I'm not saying that Jason Tatum is weak mentally, because I don't think he is. For him to be on the court after 4 months of doing that in a playoff game, I think that takes a lot of balls, and I think that he's very tough mentally. But a lot of athletes, this could break them. Where I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to who I used to be.
Yeah, cool thing about Jason Tatum, Mars, I would like to hear your thoughts on this too, is I think he has other physical tools he could rely on. So, contrary to popular belief, Jason Tatum's a strong guy. Obviously, he's 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", and he has skills as well that he could fall back on. Like, obviously, would love for him to come back with his burst, even more burst if he can. Be still an elite athlete. But with him being 6'9", able to post up, able to have the footwork that he has, I think he'll be all right. Shooting ability too.
Doesn't that go back to what Swiper said about him being able to not play this whole season, just stay off the court in terms of NBA games and just get himself back strong again, as opposed to just getting out there and rushing himself and possibly risking re-injuring this thing?
Yeah, I mean, especially after seeing KD and Tyrese do it too. And now, granted, they hadn't torn it yet, and on top of that, it was a different situation. But I wouldn't even want to risk it for anything.
And I think the Celtics are smart enough to do that, though, Mars. I don't think that they're in a space where they want to see this whole process start all over again. I know Jason Tatum doesn't want to do it, and I don't think the Celtics want to do that either, especially considering that they just signed him to $300 million. And the last thing that we want is for our $300 million man to be on the sideline for the second straight season. No, we don't want that.
All right, Jonathan Frazier said, doing a 1-game sample is nasty and pointless because playoff series are 7 games, not 1 game. You are horrible at your job, Ron.
That's not true, Jonathan, because in order to get in the playoffs, we have something today called a play-in tournament. And if you lose that 1 game, you are OUT out. If you are the 9-10 seed and you play and the 9 beats the 10, bye, they get a door. The 7-8 seed, you lose, okay, we got 1 more game. But if you lose that next game, you are out.
And Jonathan, that segment started because Chill said that there would be a play-in team. So that means that they will play one game to get in, potentially two. So that's why the scenario was based around that. But Jonathan sent through another super chat, and he said, I know y'all did one game sample because of the play-in, but Golden State to me is more likely to be a top 6, and post play-in is still 7 games. So
He
chill.
called you horrible because he set up his own parameters.
So chill. Let's do this on Jonathan's parameters.
Yes, sir.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible. Jonathan's terrific. So let's do this on terrific standards. Chill. We're gonna do the same thing. 7-game standard. Golden State Warriors against the top 8 to 10 teams in the West. You tell me who you got. 7-game series. Golden State Warriors against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who you got?
I think Oklahoma City handles them in 5 games, maybe 6 tops.
7-game series. Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. Who you got?
If we get a 7-game series
Rematch.
again, yeah, we get the rematch. We get a 7-game series again. I think Houston is better this season, and adding KD plus with their defense, I think they can beat Golden State. Yes.
7-game series. Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Lakers because I think Luka. I think Luka with DeAndre Ayton, and hopefully James takes that step where he recognizes how good Luka is. He recognizes how good DeAndre Ayton and Luka can be together, and what this offense can do. And he be more of a rebounding guy, more of a distributor. He can still be a bucket getter, but be more of those other things. I think he could really help the Lakers.
7-game series. Golden State Warriors versus the Denver Nuggets. Who you got, Chill?
I'm taking the Nuggets in 5 games.
7-game series. Golden State Warriors versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who you got?
Ugh, that damn Curry. Because every time I've seen him go up against Anthony Edwards, he's outplayed him. Even though I think Anthony Edwards is better. I know that sounds crazy, but this season coming up, I'm going to take Minnesota. I think they're better.
But in a one-game playing series, you got the Warriors. In one game, you got the Warriors.
Yeah.
But in the 7 games, you got the Wolves.
Yes. Over the course of 7 games, I'm going to take the Wolves. But in one game, it's hard to pick Curry. It's hard not to pick Curry against them.
All right, we talked about this one briefly, but the Clippers and the Warriors. Once again, who you got? 7-game series?
I'll take the Warriors. I think the Warriors could beat them. I do.
All right. Mm-hmm. Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors, 7 games.
I think Dallas serves them. Yes.
Kyrie, is he playing?
Yeah, fully healthy.
So this is next year in April, right? May?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You disagree, Swiper?
Yes, sir.
They just got a lot of injury, prone players.
They do.
On both sides, I guess, to be fair. So I guess I got to allow for healthy for both. I mean, AD should be. But boy, y'all know how I feel about that boy Jimmy Butler.
How do you feel about Jimmy Butler, Swiper? How do at this stage in September of 2025? How do you feel about him?
I wasn't on the show. All right, when 23 happened, but y'all understand. I've been saying Jimmy been like that for some years because I've watched Jimmy since when he came in the league of Chicago. Like I was always a fan. Yo, I wasn't on the stream, but Ron, if I would have been on this stream during that Heat and Bucks series, do you know the Jimmy Butler prop that I would have been pushing? Chill. When he did the fit, I wasn't even surprised. Chill.
You couldn't have been any worse than Swiper.
When he was dribbling down the court.
When he couldn't have been any worse than Ticket. Ticket had him as a top 5 player in the game.
I know. I heard that. No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Chill. When he dribbled down the court on that 56 game and he was going right hand, step back, right handed step back. Dude, I was out of my seat jumping, bro. Like I love Jimmy, dog. Jimmy is everything. Is this fair? He reminds me of a football player. Chill. He reminds me of a football player. He's physical. He's aggressive. He plays both ends. He's not afraid of anything. He accepts contact. He talks. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Jimmy, when he's healthy, Chill.
Well, I'm on record.
Boy.
I'm on record saying that the reason why Jimmy Butler has the confidence that he has is because his game, he makes it clear that there's nobody out here who could do what I do. Like, I don't get into the athletic high flying, tween. I don't get into any of that. This is my game. And not one of you dudes out here are better than me at my game. And I'm not going to let you bait me into playing your game. That's where Jimmy Butler's confidence comes from. And to your point, what he did to Drew Holiday, and I'm a big-time Drew Holiday fan, I didn't appreciate that at all. It felt like I was watching Rocky IV all over again. And I'm watching Rocky hold a damn towel while Drago got Apollo Creed in the corner, and you ain't doing nothing about it. You're just going to let him keep beating him up. You're not going to stop this? Is anybody going to do anything about this? No. Nobody's going to do anything about
Mars,
this.
can you chill? Can you at least get Mars excited about this? Mars, Al Horford, Jimmy Dre defense, Mars. Do you want to think about it, Mars? Honestly, when we come back that next day after they play like Denver or whoever, right? And they shut down Jokic and Murray's 2-man game by putting Al Horford on. They'll put Al Horford on Yoke, Draymond on Aaron having a bad shooting day, and then they'll have whoever. Like then Jimmy's guarding Jamal in the pick and roll. They're switching the pick and roll with Al Horford and with Jimmy, but then now instead of being Dre, because Dre's been getting punished by Jokic in the years, but now you add Horford to that, and Horford's able to be that backline defender, or versus the Clippers, or versus the Lakers, or versus whatever. And we come back the next day. Think about it. They're gonna be timed in the last 5 minutes of the game. We're gonna get 5 turnovers created between those 3. Like
what it is, Swiper, is in Chill. What you're looking for, Chill, is Jimmy's a basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
And it's just that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He's a hooper. He's a basketball player. These other dudes, we want to do all that cute shit. They want to be models. They want to be influencers. Yep, they want to be all the other shit. Jimmy.
So what about Jimmy's hairdos?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy has a coffee.
Yeah, he likes coffee.
That's okay. I'm not talking about off the court. I'm talking about on the court. I'm talking about on the court. Jimmy Butler is a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is well, not everybody, but a lot of these other dudes are so much more than that. They want to be so much more. They look at that like it's derogatory. Oh, but look what I could do. Watch this. Mom, look what I could do. Nah, I can play basketball. Jimmy Butler is a hooper, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jimmy. And Chill, I want to know, and I was saying this then. Why was Ticket so wrong about that? He made valid points. Jimmy Butler is a hooper, and he's winning. While these other dudes is watching. These other dudes want to do everything else. Jimmy Butler want to win.
I definitively had him as a top 10 player. I didn't go as far. I didn't go as high as 5 though. Nah, I wasn't there. I think I was at like 8 with
Mars. You remember that 2022 Eastern Conference Finals, Mars, before Jimmy got hurt?
Boy,
was that? Did you not feel like the Miami Heat were going to win that series, Mars?
Yeah,
before the quad injury.
Miami and Boston always had good series, but I remember the 23 conference finals that Miami won. I was very passionately saying the Celtics were going to win, even after being down 3-0. So I like Boston-Miami series. They were fun over the last, 5 years? 2020,
yes, sir.
2022, 2023. It was good times. 2024, not so much.
3 times in 5 years, they got it. They got it on. And to your point, Mars, I was thinking. I remember coming up here when they had Game 7. I remember coming up here and saying, Miami's out. This is the first time we're going to see a team that was down.
They would have been, but Jason Tatum got hurt on the first play of the game.
I had them smoking them, Swiper, in Game 7.
Yeah,
I didn't have them beating them. I had them smoking them. I had them smoking Miami in Game 7. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, Jason Tatum, the first 15 seconds of the game, he rolls his ankle and he's finished. And then Jaylen Brown just completely forgot how to play basketball and he's turning the ball over. He can't get to the rim.
Who balled for the Celtics? They lost by what, 18 that game or something like that?
They got smoked. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I got the smoke part right.
They should have
Marcus
been.
Smart.
They should have lost 4-1. That series should have been over in 5, but Derek White had one of the best shots of it. The best rebound I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That tipping.
After Marcus Smart shot that turnaround 3. So shout out to Marcus Smart. Can't wait for him to do that for the Lakers this year.
All right, y'all. The next super chat I got is from Davo. Davo said, I'm traveling to the U.S. from here in UK to watch the Bucks versus the Celtics this season. It's a good game. While I'm in the U.S., Ron, I'm coming to get my $100 back plus interest.
Ron, I told you that somebody going to put blood in your mouth. I ain't want to touch you when I seen you because your suit was so clean. I ain't want to screw it up. But I'm telling you, it's going to come a time, Ron. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you right now. Ox, you should have seen my man. He was cleaning in the kitchen sink. So I ain't want to mess with him, right? I ain't want to mess with him. But
so that means we're not boxing no more?
We still boxing. I just say it was just that particular time. It was just that particular time. I saw your suit, and I was like, and we had somewhere to be, right? We had somewhere to be, and we had something to do. It would have just looked bad with blood on your suit and a black eye. So,
all right. I appreciate it, Chill. I appreciate it.
Chill. Ron, you ain't hard to find. Chill could take his time.
Don't
Hey,
worry
well,
about it.
Davo ain't gonna find me.
Oh yes, he is. Davo, holla at me when you touch it down. Holla at me.
Yes, I'll put you in touch.
All right, so I got $100 for you. Just send him that way. Send him back to
Win
UK. Send
$100
him
for
back
me,
to Mars.
Ron. By the way, since we're on the subject of $100, since we
Chill.
on that subject,
You know, I had that in my wallet the whole time. You just didn't ask.
you wonder why. See, you wonder why I'm gonna put blood in this dude's mouth when I see him. You wonder why, right? This is what I'm talking about with this dude right here.
Yo, and me and Chill hit the. Well, I'm talking about when we got off the airplane, fresh off the airplane. Me and Chill was straight in motion. Like me and Chill, we had to change on the go. Like literally, got off the off the airplane, got straight to the event.
Literally, Ox. Like we got to the hotel, our rooms wasn't ready, and it wouldn't be ready for like hours. And the event was in like a half an hour. We had to go in the bathroom and get fresh and change in the bathroom. And we did it. Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and switch lanes right quick. I asked you guys a question earlier. I would like to know the answer to that question. The West is obviously jam-packed. It was jam-packed last year, and one could argue that the teams that were in that traffic jam in the West have gotten better. Some of them, most of them. So now I want to know from you guys, in chat, you guys included, spam your top 4 teams that you have in the West. In order to, by the way. If you
I think those are the 4 best teams in the league.
What 4 teams?
Well, again, I'm sound like a broken record at this point, but Denver, Thunder, Rockets, and then Clippers. Those are my 4. But I think that the Wolves can make an argument to swap out with the Rockets now because of the loss of Fred VanVleet. I think those are the 4 best teams in the sport. I think that if you ask me in a playoff setting, those are the 5 best teams in the sport. I think that Cleveland is the 6th best team in the NBA, and they're the best team in the Eastern Conference by far. I think that the conference finals and the conference semifinals this year are going to be the most competitive series of the playoffs, period, because of the level of basketball that's going to exist between those teams on the defensive and offensive end.
It sounds to me like, Swiper, the Western Conference Championship is going to be the NBA Finals for you. Like, whoever wins the Western Conference
it's not, but it is. It's not what it is. Like, it's not what it is. Yeah.
I mean, because I think we've seen it before. Ox and I had this conversation in 2002. The NBA champion was the Western Conference Finals between, I'm sorry to bring this up, but the Western Conference Finals between Sacramento and the Lakers. I think the same thing could be said. I'd say in 2001 too, to be honest with you, when the Lakers ended up playing the Spurs. I mean, that was the NBA. I felt like that was the NBA championship. So that's what it sounds like to me right now. But I don't think you guys are giving nearly enough credit to what Dallas is going to be. I mean, I know how Ox you feel about D'Angelo Russell, but I think he brings a dynamic to that crew that they didn't have last year in terms of a guy who could stretch the defense off the ball. I mean, I know how good Kyrie Irving is, and Kyrie Irving playing with Luka. I think that was a dynamic that a lot of people couldn't really like get with like they really should have. But I feel like D'Angelo Russell gives them a guy who could stretch the defense. I think he gives them a competent ball handler and somebody who can basically man the fort until they get Kyrie Irving back. And I think their style of play is going to be predicated on what Houston did last year. A lot of their stuff is going to be on defense. I think Anthony Davis is going to be a lot better on offense this season than he was with James. I think that they're going to feature him a little bit more at the 4. And with them featuring him a little bit more at the 4, I think he's going to play more in the mid-range and in the mid-post, which I think he's really productive there. And I think that we talking about like league MVPs, and I know this sounds crazy to you guys. I think Anthony Davis is a guy that we will be talking about at some point during the season as a league MVP.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound
MVP
crazy.
candidate. Yeah,
That
top
don't
10
sound
MVP
crazy.
candidate.
I do think that. Yes, sir. I got them as the 4th seed in the West.
That don't sound crazy at all, Chip. Anthony Davis for sure should be in those conversations. I'm just kind of perplexed why y'all keep talking about the Houston Rockets.
Well,
You out on them.
I'm inclined to agree.
Really?
I'm washed
all
I'm
the
done.
way out.
Done. Shit, what you been doing?
I don't think they're one of the
I'm
4
out.
biggest
I'm done.
contenders in the West. I don't.
What are we talking about? Championship contend? Well, obviously that was the question.
You're the one who put the
my
question.
bad. So okay, no, you're right, Mars. We are talking about championship contenders.
Man,
But to be fair, in the words, the same way Swiper says it, To be fair, they were the 2nd seed last year.
But they weren't championship contenders last
Things
year.
No.
have
Very,
Things
very
have
true.
changed, Ron.
Things have changed for the better.
Incredible how much different.
For the better, they lost their point guard.
Well, Kevin
Yeah.
Durant is the better. Dorian
Yes.
Finney-Smith is the better. Losing Fred VanVleet is the worst.
And the better is Amin, Şengün,
Yeah, those guys
Tari.
developing. Yeah, they're
Yeah, like
for sure.
Who gonna
That's why I
dribble
think
the ball?
that's why I think they're still going to be a good regular
Amen.
season team.
Amen
I just
Thompson.
don't see this
Somebody
team having
has
championship
to bounce
aspirations.
the basketball.
Amen Thompson.
his name is Reed.
What?
Amen
Amen
Thompson.
Thompson.
You
brother.
guys can't even agree on who it is.
brother, chill.
That means they got multiple options. That's good.
Not a ball
Neither
handler, my brother.
option. And both you guys hoping. That's what's happening. But it's cool.
He is though. He is though. Swipe.
No,
I just
he's
don't
a
think.
transition ball handler. Yeah, dribble
Sure.
to the rim. But like half court creator, no.
I
it's
ain't
just
never
not
seen
his
someone leave the ball behind as many times as Amen Thompson has. While trying to dribble.
skill.
And with that being said, Mars, you know what else?
For his own handle.
But you know what else? But you know what else you've seen, and I'm glad you brought that up because Jaylen Brown was good at that too. Jaylen Brown, the ball is back here.
Now imagine if Jaylen
He's
Brown was
already
your
at the-
point guard for a year.
Okay, right. I mean that. I think that's.
Oh
a
wait,
more
that's a
advanced
good
thing.
question. Chill. Who's a better ball handler, Jaylen Brown or better ball handler playmaker, Jaylen Brown or Amen Thompson?
I think Amen's a better ball handler than
What?
Jaylen Brown. Yes, I do.
Amen's a better playmaker than Jaylen Brown. He's a better passer and stuff. He's not a better ball handler than Jaylen Brown.
You don't think so?
No.
And that's saying something because I still don't
Jaylen
think
ain't,
Jaylen Brown's
bro.
good.
Amen ain't got none of
And
this. Chill. You know how I
and-
feel
and-
about Bing Bing. Ron
Yes.
got more Bing Bing than Amen.
Now here's
And
the
that ain't
difference.
much Bing Bing.
I see, and this is what you guys you guys do this to me all the time. Mars, Swiper, you guys do this to me all the time. Do you expect to see the same dude that you saw last year this season?
That's a point guard.
In
Yes.
terms of a ball handler, in terms of a guy who could just handle a basketball. Now, Mars, I ain't talking about him turning into John Stockton. I ain't talking about him turning into Kyrie Irving. I ain't talking about him turning into Rod Strickland. I ain't talking about that. What I am talking about is what kind of level of ball handler are you looking for? Because I'm thinking that Ime Udoka sees him, big guard, 6'7", 6'8". He was handling the ball
Guard
when he
that
was
can't
in.
shoot
What was the name
at
of that?
all.
What was the name of that? What was the name of that league that he played?
OTE.
OTE when he was
the-
19
the-
playing with 16-year-olds.
Yes, sir. 19
Hey, that
years
boy
old.
was out there dogging them
he was
16-year-olds.
He was handling. He was handling. Yes, he was. He was
Everybody
kicking
does
his ass.
16-year-olds. They're babies.
Oh
Yes.
man.
100%.
Chill. He didn't.
Hey.
Chill. He didn't know he was going to have to handle the ball until what? Just a couple days ago. Thursday.
His handle wasn't good at OTE either. They just played in transition so much.
Right.
But
And,
his handle wasn't good there either.
but his handle has improved since then. And his handle,
Absolutely.
I
His
think
handle in
his
year
hand-
2 last year was way better than it was as a rookie.
Right. And I think it's going to get better next season, which is why I think that their offense is going to change. Now, don't get me wrong, Miles. I ain't saying that we giving them the ball like magic, right? I ain't saying that we giving them the ball like, I don't know, Luke or something like that. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that I do want to run more offense with him having the ball. That's what I want to do. And I think that with losing Fred VanVleet, I think Fred VanVleet gives you the vet, the steadiness of the offense, the consistency of a shooter. But I think we could play different with Amen Thompson. I think Amen Thompson can get downhill. I think he can get to the rim. And I think with playing through Sengun on the box and in the mid post with KD, I think this can very much enhance their offense. So
Can give you
I
my
understand
list,
the
Go ahead. My bad. Chill. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm sorry. I think losing Fred VanVleet, I don't get me wrong. I do think that that's a big deal. But Ox, you can appreciate this. I remember when Trent Green went down and coach said we are going to rally around Kirk Warner. We didn't have a clue who Kirk Warner was. We had no idea who Kirk Warner was.
Kurt Warner
None.
was a monster
No,
in arena. And
yeah,
a
we didn't have any
monster
idea.
prior to this. What are you talking about?
I can say the same thing about. I can say this. Arena football is OTE. That's what it is.
Reed Shepard was a monster in the SEC.
That's exactly what OTE
Yeah,
is.
Reed
And Mark, he got
Shepard.
SEC Player of the Year, right?
Yes, sir.
He may have. I couldn't tell you.
He led Kentucky
He was
scoring,
really-
right?
He was really good at Kentucky. I know that. He was really good at Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look.
Hey,
Reed
wait,
gonna make
chill.
y'all
Let me
eat
see
these
if you
words.
stand on business or not.
It's
Reed
Rockets
Shep-
Media Day today, so Email will talk about who's
Yeah,
going to be
it's
the
happening
winner.
right now.
That's going to be something that
It's
gets
happening right now. Yeah, they're all
Swiper,
happening
aren't you
right
supposed
now.
to be at a media day?
I'm literally watching it, by the way. Yeah. I
Turn
am.
your camera around. No, you not.
My
I
camera.
know
It's
it's on
a
that
computer.
screen.
It's literally. I got a flash screen donated by Ron that currently has NBA Media
By
Day
the
on
way.
it. By the way. But chill. Let me see, Mars. Let me see how nasty he is. KPJ or Reed this year? Which one of them gonna be a better point guard?
That's interesting.
I don't think Reed's going to be a league guard.
What?
I think they're gonna share the duties. I do.
What else is Reed
I
gonna
do.
do?
I think he's gonna play off the ball. I think he's one of the better shooters, and I think that was one thing that Mars was not happy
Who's
with.
gonna play
And I
on
think
the
that
ball? Chill.
Amen Thompson.
Man Thompson.
Yes,
God,
Amen Thompson's
no.
gonna play on the ball.
Answer the
Yes,
question, Chill. Who could be the better lead guard next year, KPJ or Reed Shepherd?
KPJ. I think he's gonna have the ball.
You know how bad what that means for the Rockets. I'm not taking him off my playoff team then, if that's the case. Hey Mars, I gotta move you down to the 16 now.
Take him out your top 4, bro. Take him out your top 4. Do the right.
I mean, yeah, 5
Look,
fine.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are way better than Houston. First of all, the Minnesota Timberwolves are better than Houston. The Los Angeles Lakers are better than Houston. The Clippers are better than Houston. Like, come on, the top 4. First of all, OKC and Denver. Let's get them out the way.
I agree.
OKC, Denver. From there, I'll probably go both the LA teams.
That's fair.
Why? So
I
how did the
might go Minnesota over.
stumbling into the conference finals each year?
Right.
But
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
not-
I might go Minnesota over
last
the
year they
Lakers.
got
I might go
great
Minnesota
matchups,
over
to
the
be
Lakers.
fair.
Mars. I'm not
They
sure.
got great matchups, to be fair. And
Who's
then
their first round matchup?
the
Lakers.
The Lakers.
Yeah, they and I'm talking about
Who I thought the Lakers were gonna beat them by. The way.
Yeah, the Lakers, who a lot of people picked against the
This is the
Timberwolves.
Tiger Woods
Yeah,
grip. This
I
is how he golfs. I'm talking about they took out the driver. Rudy Gobert 28 and 20. Let me give you that, LA. 28 and 20 from Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. and then they played a hurt Warriors team, to be fair.
They did. I actually think the Warriors could have given them some.
Yeah, and then they got blitzed by OKC. Blitzed.
Yeah, both times they've been to the conference finals, they've been like thoroughly worse than the other teams.
Oh, they got smoked.
Yeah.
They got smoked by Dallas, and then they got smoked by Dallas, and then they got smoked by Oklahoma City.
Mhm.
Yes, they did. That happened.
Minnesota's
Yes.
better than Houston. That's all I know.
So wait,
In a playoff setting, I agree.
Ox, your top 4 one more time.
Denver, OKC.
You said both LA teams.
Yeah, I think so. Both, but I'm not sure. Minnesota or the Lakers. I'm not sure. I'll just take both LA teams. Fuck it. I'll go with Luka, MVP.
Okay. Mars, what you got? Top 4.
OKC and Denver. I want to make sure. I think OKC is tier 1. Denver would be tier 1.5. I think OKC is comfortably the best. And then everyone else is tier 2. I don't think that with Denver. See, this is where it's like I think there's 4 or 5 teams in this group. I think it's both LA teams, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, and then the Rockets in that group. I'd probably have the Rockets towards the bottom of that group. So I'd say Timberwolves and
Mars, what's your issue with Dallas?
oh yeah, I forgot they exist. Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Throw Dallas into that group as well with the teams I just said. So
Yeah,
Dallas,
That's
the Clippers, the
ridiculous.
Lakers, all of them could be in that
Okay.
next group. Yeah, I forgot about. I genuinely just forgot the
Okay.
Dallas Mavericks exist.
They 100% exist. Yes.
Okay,
they
so
do.
tier 1 OKC, tier 1.5 Denver. They're comfortable. They're my 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Mhm.
Golden State,
Wow.
the Clippers, the Lakers, the Mavericks, and the Rockets, and the Timberwolves. If I didn't say them,
I
that
think
would
it's
be-
3
that
teams
would be
in the
the
Western
next team.
Conference.
3.
I think it's 3 teams in the Western Conference that I think. Oh boy, sorry.
That's the 4th team calling you?
Turn this off. I'm sorry. I thought I turned this off. My fault. Anyway, I think it's 3 teams in the Western Conference that I think could get to the NBA championship. That's Oklahoma City, that's Denver, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. Oklahoma City, clearly, because they bring back their whole crew. Their style of play is conducive to winning the NBA championship. They just did that. The Denver Nuggets, they've won the NBA championship in the last 3 years. They filled up all the gaps that were necessary. They got deeper in their rotation. I think Joker is still arguably the best player on the planet, and getting Valanciunas. I think Dallas is in this conversation off the strength that what they did, what Houston did last year, I think Dallas is going to do that on the defensive end, set better offense collectively, not just one guy. I think collectively they're going to have a better offense, and with them having a better offense, I think that this team could very well find themselves in the NBA championship.
A lot of Dallas optimism, in my opinion.
I do. Yes, I do. I do.
I got Dallas optimism too.
Is
I got the-
as long as they're
I mean, I
healthy.
know I just forgot they existed. Like
Is 80
20
playing
seconds
60,
ago.
60 games this year?
He has to.
Do you think?
Yes.
I think he will.
that changes a lot, I think, for their formula. And to be fair, they'll beat all the bottom feeders too, Ron. So the question is, like, this is really what the West is going to be. Bottom feeders eating those wins, mistakes versus bottom feeders and losing those games. And then the mid teams, can you dominate the like, let's say 65% or plus of like the middle of the pack teams in the West and the East? Because that's how you build like 55 plus win games. You got to kill the bottom feeders.
Yo, Swappy, you're not gonna
versus
keep calling
the
us
teams.
bottom feeders, bro.
Well, that's what it is. I'm saying that's what the
I'm
NBA
gonna be
is.
honest. The more I look at, the more I'm paying attention to like media days and just seeing what's going on around the league. I think the West only has one bum team,
Yeah, well, for sure.
Jazz?
and that's the Jazz.
Utah?
I think that's the only bum team in the West.
Yeah.
They genuinely, just because of the landscape of the NBA, the Jazz might win 11 games.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know where their wins are going to come from,
That's
other than
insane.
playing the East. Like, the Pelicans were the team that I was grouping with them. I was like, oh, the Pelicans, and then like the Suns.
And then
But
that
like,
boy came out skinny.
I can see avenues for the Pelicans and Suns to win 35, 36 games. Like, not to be elite, but to not be bums. And like, if you have 14 teams in a conference capable of winning mid to high 30s, that's hard. It's hard to win games. Like, very hard to
But
win
then,
games. in the
Omar,
West.
but if you look at the Eastern Conference standing, I think that's kind of where a lot of the wins come from. Now the West,
Yes.
So if what's the top 6 seeds next year? So the Cleveland, Knicks, Magic,
Atlanta.
Cleveland,
Atlanta,
Cleveland,
I'd
and
say
Knicks,
and the
Magic,
Pistons.
Atlanta,
that's
Detroit,
4.
Milwaukee.
Pistons, and then
Detroit,
and the Bucks.
I would say that.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Oh, the Sixers.
So then that's 7, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Miami.
Then, okay,
Miami,
that's what I'm saying.
that's
But this is like, we believe it.
Y'all sleep on the Raptors too.
Yeah, the Raptors.
That's why I
yeah,
had to.
guess.
Yeah, that's why I
All
had
right.
them at 8.
But then now then there's half of the conference then that falls underneath that. That's 7 teams at least,
Yep.
or 8. That's going to be then chill. That's going to be 14 or 16 games. So can the Western Conference playoff teams that are upper tier, can they go 14-2?
The Nuggets can't afford to go 0-2 against the Wizards again this year.
Exactly, and if they
They can't afford to lose to Brooklyn. They can't.
Yeah, those are the games that you
Well,
can't
remember,
lose.
OKC almost lost to Brooklyn in Brooklyn last year, but they won it, and so that changed up the variables for the end of season win total. The Nuggets, on the other hand, because of like a bunch of stuff, lost to the Wizards twice. They lost to the Pelicans. They lost to like the hurt Memphis team. So like those games separate you, chill, from going 52 wins, 58 wins. And if you can win on the margins, chill, that's where you get a lot of your wins from like regular season totals.
Well, it sounds to me like, Swiper, that you got to win the games that you're supposed to win.
Yep.
So, for example, Moss, there's not one team in the Western Conference that, with the exception of Utah, let me rephrase that. With
But
the
even
exception
Utah,
of
because of altitude, that's still going to be a tough road game. Just
Yeah, the
because you
back-to-back
got
in-
the Knicks
Utah,
win.
Denver.
The Knicks win into Utah last year early in the season and got smoked.
Mm-hmm.
The
like
Knicks win and
even
got
the
ass
easy
kicked.
game, like Utah, when you're at home, yeah, Utah should be an easy dub. But when you go on the road in Utah, especially if like you're off a back-to-back, that's going to be a game where like you start slow, all of a sudden you're down 32-24,
Yep.
and then you're climbing back. Like
It could be a
There's
problem.
not going to be many easy games in the West. There's not gonna be-
Well, that's what I was thinking, Swiper, because you brought up teams like the whole Western Conference. I don't think that outside of Brooklyn, I'm sorry, outside of who am I thinking about? Outside of Utah, outside of Utah, there's not going to be a team who's going to be bad. Who's going
Suns,
to be
Pelicans.
of those Western
Suns, Pelicans are going to regular season format would pretty bad.
You think they're going to be worse than Brooklyn?
No. What I'm saying
what
is
I'm
that
talking
like relative to like
They
how
would they would be probably my 13 and 14, but I still
Yeah.
think they could be decent. Like
they
Well,
can, but I think that's where but if you're at one of the higher ranked teams, though, chill, you're going to
you
go
gotta
up to
be-
those games
Yeah, you gotta be
minus 8.5 favorites.
Right.
You
So
know what I mean?
I have to go with so if we're Houston, which by the way, Mars, you and I had this conversation. They were in a dogfight in Brooklyn. I mean, they had
They
the game
lost.
won.
I remember.
They
And
ended-
then Thompson threw the ball away. D'Lo made a three.
Yes,
Mhm.
they ended up losing. Like we can't go to Charlotte and lose. That can't happen.
That's another
Like,
one
we-
right there. That's another
we-
one.
we
They
can't
lost to
go-
Charlotte
we
too.
Yes, sir.
If I
We
remember
can't-
correctly.
Charlotte beat
we-
the Lakers last year. I remember that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like we can't go to Charlotte and lose. Like we as good as I think Washington is going to be this year. Denver can't lose to Washington twice. That cannot happen.
Well,
No.
Jordan Poole's gone, so you're right.
Right. But even with Jordan Poole being gone, we still can't lose to Washington, right? So if you think about the landscape of if I think about the landscape of the Western Conference, and I do think that there's some damn good teams in the West, but I do think when we're talking about playoff teams, I think that there's teams in the East, those 7, 8, 9 teams, like Toronto's going to be a lot. I think Toronto's going to be better than what I think.
I agree. I think the Raptors are going to be a playoff pushing team.
I put them in the same space with Portland. What I mean when I say that is, I think they're going to play their way into the playoffs. I don't think that they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be a team. Yeah, I think they're going to play their way into the playoffs. Now, after that, after they get into the playoffs, I think that's something different. But are they going to be more viable in playing their way into the playoffs than New Orleans? Because Joe Dumars gave up a first-round pick next year. So he's telling me that he thinks this team is really going to be competitive next year. That's a big-ass deal. I can't lose my first-round pick.
Yeah, or he's saying that he's not, or he's saying he's not high on next year's draft from the research that his team has done, and he wanted what's his name, Derek Queen. I don't think I think when that happened, I think y'all blew that out of proportion. I don't think that has it really says what y'all wanted to say. I think he's just simply saying like, no, we want him, and we'll give up next year's draft pick.
They want him more than they want a lottery pick next year.
Right? They don't, and they might not know. They might not be high on next year's draft picks. I don't think that was a crazy move.
Wow.
I still definitely disagree with the move, but I could understand that being the rationale, but I would still disagree with it.
Even if that's the case, Ox, again, we're in a space in New Orleans where, one, we need our draft picks because this is not one of these destinations. It's not a free agency destination. So we got to build our team through the draft, and we got to get viable trades. The last thing we want to do is if I end up missing the playoffs and I end up with the third pick, and that third pick goes to who did they trade from McQueen? That's how they ended up. That was it. McQueen that they ended up trading for. That's
Derek
how they lost
Queen.
that first round pick.
Derek Queen.
Yeah, but
So,
what if they value Derek Queen as a top 5 player?
Which is true. And I don't have a problem
then that
with
means
that.
they got two top 5 draft picks this year.
So then what happens next year?
Oh, Jeremiah Fears was like 7th.
But what
if they value Jeremiah? I'm just saying, what if they value those two that high? What if their draft board was Cooper Flagg, Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen? Like in their eyes, they won. They still got 2 young players. I understand this year isn't next year, but Derek Queen, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the youngest players in the draft.
No, I think he was one of the older ones, actually.
Oldest.
Was
Derek
he?
Queen was older.
Jeremiah Fears is one of the youngest. Fears is one of the youngest. Derek Queen was one of the older.
Okay, so even with that being said, they got 2 guys under 20 years old.
Okay, so with that being said, Ron, to Ox's point, okay, you might not value this draft as much. Mm-hmm. We don't find out about a lot of these drafts that are bad drafts. We don't find out about them until later on, and then they turn out to be really good drafts. So that number 3 pick that you end up giving up, this dude turns into an all-pro and an all-star, who you could have had, by the way. But instead, you gave up the pick because you wasn't really sure about this draft. And this dude ends up in Washington. He ends up in Charlotte. I'm not gonna say Charlotte because Charlotte will screw him up. If he ends up in Washington, or if he ends up in Washington somewhere, and he ends up getting busy and they're a playoff team. Ox, I don't have the luxury of New York. I don't have the luxury of Miami, where I'm a destination. I need my draft picks, and I need these draft picks to work out. That's I don't have the luxury of giving these things away. I don't.
And that's what I'm saying, though. They didn't lose a draft pick. They gained the player. They didn't lose the draft pick. They picked with it. You know what I'm saying? They just picked it earlier. They clearly are higher on Derek Queen than you are. And also I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do that without looking into the future. And to the best of their ability, of course. Looking at all the young guys in college, looking out overseas, looking at some of the high school players that are going into college right now, checking out like, which one of these guys do we think we might be able to get? And they're looking like, well, shit, Derek Queen, he's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. We want to go get him right now. He's a little older, a little more mature. I just think it's just a difference of philosophy is all. Just a difference of philosophy. I don't think it was necessarily a bad move or a great move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, they used that pick to get Derek Queen, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't lose anything, right?
The reason why people don't like it,
round pick to Atlanta to take Atlanta's pick in this draft to get Derek Queen.
The reason why people don't like it,
so imagine
the reason people don't like it is because it was the 13. It was 13, right?
12, I think.
12.
Just view it as they drafted Derek Queen with next year's pick. Basically,
right,
is what it is.
Right. Okay,
yeah, but the reason why people don't like it is because it was the 12th pick. Now, had it been like the number 3 pick, people would have said, "Oh, they stole that pick." It's literally the fact that it was the 12th pick. And you traded.
Well, the reason I don't like it is because I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs next year, and I wasn't as high on Derek Queen, so that's part of it. But also, they've traded what I deem to be a very risky pick that could be top 5 next year in a draft class that I deem to be really good. For a player who I
giving that to Atlanta.
Well, Mars, that's the point I'm making. Though it was the fact that the pick was so far. If the pick would have been a top 5 pick, it would be more justifiable because you think that they're not going to be that good next year, so you think that they have an opportunity to top 5 pick. Now, if the Pelicans, let's say that they were a good team, then people would say that they stole this. Exactly.
They did this with a good team. Yes. Oh yeah.
Right. Trade. Well, with that being said, though, y'all, if Derek Queen turns out to be good, which I'm assuming Joe Dumars is expecting him to be a really good basketball player. If he develops into a hell of a player and they can keep him out of them po' boy and gumbo spots, then shit, it worked out.
Even with that, if Derek Queen turns out to be good, but the Pelicans suck next year, and then that pick turns out to be a top 3 pick, it's still going to be viewed as a bad trade. Yeah,
it is.
Wow. But that's one of them things I always say, man. I always say that, man. You got to be happy with what's in your yard and develop what's in your yard. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand y'all gonna be like, well, if you could get a Maserati, get a Maserati. Well, you know what? Sometimes you want a Lexus. All right. You know, so
in what times do you not want to drive a Maserati, Ox?
When I got
Lexus is a great car, bro.
That's not what I asked you. I said in what scenarios?
I'm trying to tell y'all need to stay up out them Maseratis, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Ox, that Maserati to me sound like a stripper. And what I mean when I say that is like it's fun to drive, but it's gonna break down. It's probably gonna break down early. But the Lexus, I can hold on to this for a long time, and I can get some good miles out of this damn thing.
Yeah, y'all better stay about the Maseratis, man.
So I don't know, Ron.
All right, y'all. It is the Crunch Time Chat segment, so let's go ahead and get into these Crunch Time Chats. The first chat I got is from Davo. Shout out Davo. He's active in the chat today, and he's active on these super chats, and he's not going to be active when I see him next year at that Celtics versus Bucks game. But Davo said, rank these major sporting events: Super Bowl, NBA Finals, World Cup Final, Ryder Cup, Champions League Final, and a major boxing super fight.
Champions League that's football, right? March Champions League
is football, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's start the conversation.
World Cup is football too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The World Cup is international. Champions League is club.
So Davo, just so we clear, the World Cup only happens once every 4 years. That's number one. So I don't know.
Probably should have put the Olympics in there or something.
Yeah, that's not that high on the list. Number 2, the NFL owns a day of the week. Let's make sure we clear on that.
Well, no, he meant. I think he meant the opposite, Mars. I think like, well, and let me clear that up, chill. What you mean is the World Cup is the biggest event of all of those because it is every 4 years and it is international. It's the biggest event.
That's what you mean, right? Chill.
Rituals.
No. Let Chill confirm if that's what he means, or if he's saying it's the smallest.
I don't think it's the smallest. I don't think it's as big a deal as the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is every year. The World Cup is every 4 years.
No, but that's
the rarity of an event doesn't make it bigger.
No, it doesn't.
And
I know how big I know how big a deal.
What you're saying is 4 Super Bowls add up to 1 World Cup.
No, I'm not
you gotta stack them on top of each other. And you got Bad Bunny coming too. That's $800 million.
And quick side note: was Bad Bunny a bigger deal than Ricky Martin?
Then who?
Hell no.
Who?
Is Bad Bunny was he a bigger deal than Ricky Martin?
I think Ricky Martin and then there's Ricky Martin is he messed with Bad, but Bad I don't think is. I think I can make an argument. Bad has had the most impact, like in terms of like worldwide, like Puerto Rican language. The Bad Bunny, he's crazy.
I thought was a woman,
but no, it's too. Not. But
like last year, I thought Bad Bunny.
I don't want to derail the conversation.
Derail. But to be for Mars, I want to make sure. Cause I think Chill. You take arrows from me. I'm taking a bullet for you today. Okay. He is. I want to clarify on behalf of Chill as his friend.
He clarified.
The World Cup is the biggest event. But if we're doing
the World Cup is a big deal. I'm sure it is. Yes.
It's not as big as the Super Bowl. It is the biggest event. It's not as big as
the Super Bowl.
It is the biggest event. It's bigger than the Super Bowl. But on a yearly scale, Chill, I think the Super Bowl arguably is the biggest event. But then the EuroLeague Championship is also a massive event.
Champions League.
In terms of single one game event, Mars, one game event is the Super Bowl. but nothing touches the World Cup in the Olympics. So, like,
Well,
it's just-
okay, but of these events, what events do we like
Who
the
we?
most? And you know what I'm saying? You, nigga, you,
I mean,
and me.
Hey,
Okay,
you asked
so,
me
for
about Trinity
example-
Rodman. I'm gonna start blushing. So I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Okay, there you
You
go.
know what I
There
mean?
you go.
Sophie Smith.
Who won the
Hey,
World Cup?
you know she played right
The
up
previous
here.
one. What wasn't it?
Hey, send me the
So
flex. right now.
Argentina just won the World Cup, right? Who did they beat? In the
Shout out
World
to the
Cup final?
Portland Thorn.
They beat France.
They beat France in the World Cup final. Okay, and
That was a good game too.
France
One of the
always
greatest games of all time, according to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
and France always got a good team, if I'm not mistaken. France
For the
always
most
got a
part,
good
yeah,
team.
for the most part, yeah.
France got a good team. Spain got a good team.
Amazing team.
Germany has a good team,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so for the amount of times that we see the World Cup, which is once every 4 years, very much like the Olympics being a big deal, once every 4 years, it's out of sight within those last 3 years. Like nobody's really talking about that. We talking about the bowl game every year, and not only are we talking about the bowl game every year, we're talking about a team that hasn't been in it. Like, with the exception of, like, let's say, Kansas City ends up going up against the 49ers. But then we'll see, like, we saw Detroit in the NFC Championship, and they might be in the Super Bowl. The World Cup is basically the same teams. France, Argentina, Spain.
It's not the
Those
same
guys.
team, Chill. No, it's not. It's the same countries.
That's what I'm
4
talking
years,
about.
and we talk about this all the time, Chill.
it was
If a lot
Argentina
changes in
and
4 years.
Croatia was in it in 2018. Germany in 2014. Netherlands. in
Ron's talking about the
2010.
roster of the countries.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
because a lot changes in 4 years.
Which
But
is
I'm
what-
saying even the nations that are in the World Cup final
right,
change.
right.
Like,
Chill.
they
Half
change.
the people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Right. And
I mean, so all them views are inflated. All that should be inflated. Nobody care about the Super Bowl like that. I mean, people do. Don't get me wrong, but like those views were inflated. I won't say half, but I'll say about 30%.
Haven't the Chiefs been in the Super Bowl like the last like 4 years?
Commercials.
so the Chiefs was in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
were.
they have been. Yes, Mars.
But here's the difference, though, Mars.
And in the
49ers,
'90s, the Bills went 4 or 5 times.
the
and
Eagles
lost
was
them
in
all.
it. Cincinnati was in it. The Rams was in it. Tampa was in it.
All against the Chiefs.
The Patriots was in it. Tampa was in it. The Patriots was in it. The Patriots was in it again. The Falcons was in it. Carolina and Denver. I mean, like each year
Fluke
it is
Super
somebody
Bowl.
different. Yeah, each year it is somebody different. I just feel like with the World Cup, if it's one game, I mean, I suppose maybe I'm not as versed on the World Cup as you are, Muzz.
No, but
Yeah,
but Chill. You know
The-
what? I
the-
answered.
the
for
The
you.
World Cup is by far the biggest.
Yeah,
sport
I
event.
answered for you, Chill. You're good. You're clear.
Yeah,
When is that? When is the World Cup again?
And-
Mars?
and
When
I'll
does it come
take
back?
that.
Next summer.
26.
Next
And
summer,
I-
26.
It's
by
in
the
you
way-
guys' country. It's,
Yeah. And
yeah.
by the way, yeah, it's here.
USA,
So
Canada,
I
and
already
Mexico, I think.
said it behind the scenes.
Oh, I thought
I
that
want
was the last one when they were
It's
building
in,
on
it's
the
in
marina.
Atlanta. It's in Philly.
That's it.
It's in
It's
San
in Seattle,
Francisco.
too.
Oh.
It's in
Don't
Seattle.
play with us. It's
That's
We
Seattle.
finna
right.
be-
That's right. I
we
knew
finna
that.
be
I
out.
knew that.
We're going outside. Mars, you want to come?
I will not be there. But it's the
You
biggest
wouldn't go to the World Cup?
Mars, you wouldn't go to the World Cup.
No, it's
it's the big
why
one.
are you
Why
guys?
I'm taking
Why are
you
you
in the
guys
act.
asking Mars? Mars, we'll
It's
see
an
you
act.
there.
It's an act. He's an actor.
Well, because he's a grown man, moron.
Hey
Not
Mars,
that
just get on this.
asking.
Just get on the same flight with Davo.
No, but I will not be there. But I shall
Davo,
watch
I'll
it
send
on
you.
my-
I'll
I shall
send you
watch from the
$50.
bar.
The
Give
last
that to
time you
Mars.
get to watch Messi and you wouldn't watch him in the World Cup, and I know how you feel about Messi.
I've already seen Messi play.
This the real
Okay,
question.
you
This
were
the real
five. That
question.
doesn't count.
Swiper.
This is-
No, I saw
Swiper,
Messi
this-
play like 2 years ago,
That's fire. This the real question, though, Swiper. I got a real question for you.
3 years ago maybe.
2028, well, I'll be seeing you in LA because I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm trying to get credentials for the Olympics. I'm ready.
Yeah, give me some credentials.
I'm
talking
look,
about 2028. I'm finna,
I've
we finna
already
be there in
planted. I've
February.
already planted the seed.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Olympics.
I
bro.
want to be in LA in the Olympics.
I will
100%.
be there. I will be there.
I want to be right next to the athlete. Hey, Ox, right next to them cardboard beds that they be sleeping on. Put me on one of them. I sleep on one of them right now. By the way, Rod, you know that's a true story, right?
You gonna be Jokic's cardboard mattress?
No. See, you're doing nonsense.
Now,
That's what I'm
see,
saying.
no,
Just
that
doing
wasn't
dumb stuff.
necessary.
Exactly.
That wasn't necessary.
I mean, look, I swipe and take that hat off.
You know that.
damn near your skin
you
damn
know
near
that
made of
story.
cardboard. Take that hat off.
You know the
Let us
story.
see that
Ox.
cardboard head.
Ox, you know the story, Ox. You know the story. You need to go. You know the story, by the way, of the reason why they have cardboard boxes that you sleep on in the Olympics, Ox. You know that, right?
No, I mean, as long as the bed holds up, it doesn't matter.
No, bro. They literally took out, and Rod, you know the story, right?
Well, just
No,
tell
I
the
don't
story.
think I
So
do.
I'm
The
curious.
Olympic athletes, they
Please.
don't sleep on beds. Chill, they have to take the beds out of the room a couple decades ago, and they have these like cardboard beds they put them on that are like comfortable, but they had to get rid of them because when people were going to the Olympics, they was getting down and it was wearing the athletes out.
Sir, it was wild. Yes,
Literally,
it was wild.
when you walk into Olympic Village, they hand you there's a whole section for protective means at Olympic Village. It's wild. They literally have to take the beds out.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't know they were cardboard. Though.
So that's how these elite athletes keep making more elite athletes, Chill.
Yes, it was wild. Yes,
Shout out to them. So it's not really a world gathering of elite athletes for the events.
It's a gathering.
It's more so for the
No.
extracurriculars.
It's this, you know.
Well, they ain't tripping because when you competing at a high level like that, and especially for these couple weeks, you need to save your seed. You know what I'm saying? That's that energy. You
plant your seed.
No. You letting go of your energy source.
See, you thinking now? You're not thinking in the future,
I
son.
shouldn't have brought this conversation up in this.
I'm saying, Ron, you can all exchange contact information. And
but Ron, think about once you
It's
medal,
called exchanging pleasantries.
Ron, remember when you get there,
that's the problem, Ron.
When you get there, and especially if you play basketball, you're done. So that means the outdoor events are still going. Indoor events are over. What you going? You just there. I'm in Paris. I'm in LA for another week and a half.
That's what I'm saying. So wait till you're done. Wait till you're done competing, and then go ahead and do your thing. But
Y'all ain't never had fun on game day.
No.
That's why you be missing layups.
Exactly.
That's why you
I done had some of my best games.
Hey, chill. Hey,
on some of my worst days.
When Netherlands is done,
that's why we missed the playoffs right there, Ron. Because your ass.
Hey, we throwing a party at
because my ass.
a lobby.
That wasn't because my ass. That was because her ass. Ew.
Hey, Ron. 107 after the Netherlands is done. 107, we throwing a party. And 107. Make sure y'all slide through.
I
won't be in 107 because I'm gonna be in 308.
I would like to
403, 304.
I'm gonna be with the South American teams. Go ahead, Chip.
I would like to meet Alona Mara though. I would like to meet her.
Who?
She's dope. Alona Mara, the chick.
I'm sure you would, Chill.
She's dope. I like her. No, she first of all, she's a kid. She's like 29 years old. So
chill. What does that mean?
That's younger than what it means to me. She's younger than my daughter. So let's stop. Relax.
And
she's younger than my daughter. That's number one. Number two, like she grew up in Burlington. I went to college in Burlington.
Chill. You can't play with me. I know who you are, brother.
This how Ticket used to press you.
We went to a cheeseburger spot. Chill. We went to a cheeseburger spot. Let me tell you how much motion Chill got. First off, when we was in Indianapolis, grown men crying when they saw Chill. When we were in Florida together, we was in the window eating. I'm with my boom, 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 we're doing and Chill's over here. Y'all, they walking by the window. I'm talking about 31-year-olds around walking by the window like.
Relax.
Ron, what Eminem say, Ron? But anyways, though, I'm just saying though. I've seen it. I've seen it though, Swiper, to your point. In San Francisco, dudes almost got hit by a car trying to cross that street to come holler at Chill Town. All right, y'all, Chill, you better just embrace it, Chill. Enjoy that.
Embracing it.
Yo, I want to bring it back to the events.
They ain't got gray hair either. Tell them, they ain't got gray hair. Chill. They ain't got to worry about that. He played ball in the 35 and above league. That's the league he playing. He plays in the big three. If you understand what I'm saying.
Sure, you Mike Beasley in the big three. All right, y'all. I want to bring it back to the biggest sporting events because.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't necessarily want to protest against the World Cup or anything like that, but I do want to bring in light how big these boxing events be. I think super fights are being slept on. Yeah, you can say whether the fight's weak or not. I'm just saying.
Campaign for it to be number 2.
No, yeah. I'm not. Once again, World Cup is. I'm leaving. I'm off the World Cup. But I'm talking about between the Super Bowl and a super fight. I don't know.
Are we talking about like the actual event? Because like that little ass ring and people sitting way up there, you can't even see nothing.
They just want to be there.
That's the same thing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They just want to be there. They don't care.
Are we talking about the size of the event or like what we?
I'm talking about I'm talking about with them events. I enjoy both. But I'm saying, like, even the size of both events, a super fight can compete with the Super Bowl, and it might even exceed the Super Bowl. Like they pack out NFL arenas.
If you're talking about the Thriller in Manila,
They just did it with the Canelo and Crawford. Where'd they fight at? They fought at Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, with the Raiders.
That's a football arena.
That's a big
Yeah,
thing.
with
but they didn't pack the whole arena, right?
No,
Ox,
it wasn't
that
an
arena
empty
was-
seat. Ox, it wasn't
that
an
ar-
empty seat in the house.
That arena was packed.
And I know
Yeah, it wasn't
they said
empty.
that a lot of people were watching it on Netflix.
In a ring
I
is
watched
smaller
one.
than the football field.
I had it on Netflix.
that's
I've had to
small,
sleep.
yeah.
But I had it.
Yeah, they
So I was one of their viewers. I wasn't watching, but I was one of their statistics.
I was too. Yes, sir, I was. And for those
Let's,
of y'all
let's
in the
see how many
chat,
viewers they had.
that's super wild. The for sale sign that's on me is no longer on me. Okay, this car has been sold, so there is no for sale sign over here. So just so you guys know, I am not on this car.
Oh,
is
that-
not on
only
the
have
market.
41 million.
So
Yes,
no more
shut
used
up,
cars
man.
on the market?
This car, this I can't say that there's not other cars on the lot. This car has been sold though, so there's so
Yeah,
I've
relax,
already been
Michael.
financed. So that's all I'm saying.
But shit, I mean, so wait. So okay, so y'all educate me, please. I was under the assumption that in the fight, like at the Allegiant Stadium, it was kind of like, you know how you'll do a concert at a big stadium, but this whole side is just like blacked out with the curtain or whatever, and then like all of these seats are sold. I thought that was something how they did at Allegiant Stadium, or like the top row or whatever wasn't booked. So am I
For a
wrong
fight?
about that? Yeah,
The Crawford
so at
fight
Allegiant-
was full.
So at this fight right here, Allegiant Stadium, they sold out the whole football.
The whole
stadium.
thing was full. Yeah.
And what's
Okay,
the
well, see,
capacity?
that's-
Does anyone know
that's
what's the
crazy.
capacity?
Gosh, that's Canelo and Crawford.
Well,
Like that-
I understand that. I'm just saying.
Well,
like, I wouldn't-
according
I
to
wouldn't
the
expect them
internet,
to
it
look the
didn't
whole-
get as many views as the Super Bowl.
Well,
I wouldn't
duh.
expect it
It's
to.
the Super
I
Bowl.
wouldn't
Yeah.
expect
But Ron's making the argument. I'm just saying.
Ron's making what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How
so I'm
many
just
how many
pointing out-
views? How many
Yeah.
views? And honestly, I don't know. But how many views did they both get?
Well,
The
Bowl's in
Super
hundreds.
Bowl. The Super Bowl said 115 in 2023. I don't know what they got in 2025, but 2023 is apparently the most viewed Super Bowl. So 115.
Mhm.
And then Canelo Crawford was 41 million. So about three
That's still a
times.
lot, though. That's like a
Yeah.
yeah.
I also just want to put out there
One
the
million.
Champions League also clears the Super Bowl. I'm letting you
What
guys
is it?
just
What does it do?
450. Like, I'm letting you guys just yap.
450
Soccer.
what
It's
million?
soccer. It's
Yeah, I'm
soccer.
just letting you
Yeah,
guys
soccer.
yap and feel like American sports are matching up to football.
Ooh, I was on your
wait,
side.
wait.
I was
Whoa,
on
whoa,
your
whoa.
side.
But
First
like
of all,
you
okay.
guys can go ahead and
Okay,
I want to see
ho. Stop right there, Mars. I was in England and I know how serious football is. And I don't know if you know this, Ron, but Ron, if you live in Liverpool and I live in Manchester, I got to meet you in London because they'll kill me if I come over there. That's how if I got on a Liverpool, if I got on a Manchester shirt and you're in Liverpool, they will kill me. I can't come see you as my homeboy. Nah, that's how serious it is.
Speaking
Nah,
of which, chill, I need to order
I
some
know
of the
how real it
Liverpool
is.
gear.
Yeah, I know how serious it is, no doubt. I know how big a deal soccer is.
you guys can
Mhm.
fight for third.
I definitely
place.
do.
Well, I know the Olympics are gonna clear the rest of these sports too. So you got World Cup, Olympics, Champions League. probably
World
put
Cup bigger than the
World-
Olympics?
The World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world.
I didn't know it's bigger than the Olympics. That's fine.
The World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world.
Well, I mean, I know how big soccer is. That's why I wasn't really trying to argue with all that. I just didn't know that was bigger than the Olympics. You know?
The two most popular
Or
athletes
football,
in
my
the world
bad.
both play soccer. So
They're also the
Speak-
two most popular because they play that sport. But cricket is also another huge sport. It's just
It is,
huge
yeah.
on a completely different
well,
continent.
well, that's because India has like 1 billion people and they all
yeah, Southeast Asia is carrying that
yeah.
demographic. But cricket
Mhm.
is like maybe the world's second biggest sport.
There'll be
Okay.
right now. You walk Michael Jordan walked through India. The best cricket player in the world walks through India. Michael Jordan finna be looking like a ghost for a lot of people. It's like
No,
that.
he's not wrong. Like cricket, I think cricket's the second biggest sport in the world. I think.
It is, Mars. It is.
Yeah. So
Shout out.
They play.
cricket.
I mean, they play cricket all over the place, though. They play cricket in
yeah,
all over.
Australia. They play in Jamaica.
No, Ox. Hey, let's speak it into existence. Remember, Cheese said better things to come next year. PC gonna be playing cricket at our little annual white picket fence getaway.
I've played cricket before. It's fun.
Matter of fact, we're gonna play. What's the Mars? The horseback polo. What is
Polo. Hey, Ron, remember
polo?
we went to that polo event? That shit was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
It was some a team from Argentina came out. That was dope.
Hey, we all
Hey,
gonna have
cricket,
all
that
white suits
polo
on.
was fire.
We're gonna have all white suits on. We're gonna be ready and locked and loaded.
I got you.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be dressed.
I'm
I'm
good.
gonna be
man.
riding the stallion.
I don't
Damn
want my horse to suffer.
We're
Nah,
gonna
you
make
need to
chill.
go take you need to go take a cold shower, bro.
We're gonna make the PC brochure. It's just gonna be chill, and it's gonna be like them one of them ascendant ones. It's gonna be chill in a white suit with a white background. Come to PC weekend.
All right, y'all. Speaking of football or soccer, Footy Maniac sent through a super chat and said, off topic, Mars. You said Neymar, also said Messi, with as better or are better than CR7 from 16 onwards. So what is your argument for 2017 CR7 over Neymar in LM10?
I should have just flipped the years. I should have just said Ronaldo in 16 instead of 17. So I don't really have an argument. I think I just got the years flipped. So 16 Ronaldo, 17 probably Messi. That's what I would do.
I know
Neymar.
all these players. I've never.
How'd you
seen
feel
any of
about
them
the Ballon d'Or not going to your mall this year?
I mean, I knew Dembele was going to win it. Shout out to him. Like, based on the criteria, whatever, like, he was going to win it. Based on how I value things, same way I value the
Was
MVP.
Jamal? He would have been the youngest winner.
Yes. Yes, I think so. Him or Michael Owen. But I think it should go to the best player in the world, and I think that's Yamal. So I think he should have won it.
Jamal
I knew
is
Dembele was gonna win
17,
it. He just turned 18 in July.
18, and he's already finishing top 2 in the best player in the world award for soccer.
That's insane.
Messi's the one that plays in Miami, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ronaldo plays in Saudi Arabia.
Right. I didn't know that. But
Gotta
I
know what he's doing over
somewhere.
there.
Neymar plays in
Got
Brazil.
to
Neymar plays in Brazil.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear somebody
I
playing in
played in
Saudi
France.
Arabia, all I'm thinking
Yeah,
is
he
I need
moved.
my
They
bread.
all kind of past that prime now, so they were just playing lesser leagues.
Wait, what if they come to you right now, Chill? They said, leave PC, start your own platform in Dubai.
Chill.
Wait. Say the last part again.
Chill,
Not-
leave
not-
PC, start your own
No, I
platform.
heard that part. What?
In Dubai.
And do what?
In Dubai. Bye. He said bye. Dubai.
Ox, it was dope, brother. Mars, I love you. Ron, you be easy, my man. Swiper, it was great to meet you guys, but take it light. But
Yeah,
take
if
it.
Chill
Hey,
didn't
hey,
accept
Ron,
that,
$10
that would
million
be like
is
first
pocket
confirmation
change
that
in
his age is
Dubai.
co-op.
No, for
If Chill
real.
didn't accept that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I remember when the golfers they left the American circuit to go play over there, and everybody was all mad at them. Hold on, bro, they making $100 million to go play in a tournament.
They getting it in.
That
That's all I
they
know.
was so upset with him. That's so un-American. How could you? Out of here.
All right, y'all. DSG Piccolo sent through a super chat and said, I missed the press box, so I just wanted to come through and say, Roll Tide. Straight up throwing screens to the left tackle. We own Georgia. What was his name? It was Jaden what, Swiper?
I don't remember his name.
I know his first name was Jaden, but that was great. When I seen that, I said, oh, yeah. Them boys winning the SEC this year.
That's a big.
And
man.
I got Bama winning the Natty. You pull something like that out your bag, yeah. Hey, Kellen DeBoer's back.
That's a big man. Big man running the screen.
Shout out Bama. And speaking of football and college football, there's no better place to participate in college or any football game, soccer included, than on Splashsports. Here you can make your picks, and your picks can turn directly into cash in your bank account. The link is in the description. The link is in the bio. The QR code is on the screen. Y'all have action to compete against other fans and not against the house. So, for instance, if all of us here on the panel make our picks, and we each make 6 picks, we will all get put in a pool. And let's say that I get the most picks. I'll take the most money from that pot. But let's say me and Mars tied, both with 5 picks. We both got one right, or we both got one wrong, and we both got 5 picks right. Well, then we'll just split the pot. So you have more chances at winning as opposed to, these other apps and other destinations and things of that nature. That's why Splashsports is so dope. That's why Splashsports is different. And that's why Splashsports is the app that you guys need to download right now and join our games. As you can see on our banner, the code is PLAYER. Type in player, and we will match up to $50 of your deposit. So go there right now. Make it happen. These are Swiper's picks of the day. So you can either tell these picks, or you can do the opposite of them and win. But either way it goes, you know where to go and you know what to do. All right, fellas. I got a couple more super chats that we're going to go ahead and jump into. Actually, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I got comments of the week, baby. We got the top 5 comments of the week. You guys came through and you did what you do best. You gossiped on our on our videos. And based on your gossiping, we picked the top 5 comments from what you guys had to say. So let's go ahead and dive into them. Just for full transparency, I have not read these comments yet, so I'm going to be just as surprised as everybody up here. Let's get into them. The first one is from Stoner Q8S on episode 655. Stoner said, I think this episode proves Penn and Swiper are the same person.
I think that's the episode where Penn got mad at Ox and then got mad at me for making a general comment. So I don't think that was the episode to say we were alike personally.
Yo, that was hilarious. I usually don't. I try not to laugh at my own jokes because I do laugh at my own jokes.
Shaq, but I think when Shaq walked in the gym, they were like,
That was funny, yo. That was some funny shit.
Oh man, great, bro. That was great. He was mad at you though.
but no reason. I got hit with a stray. But like I did something.
Hey, yep, well, we got twins up here. All right, the next comment of the week is a 2-part comment of the week, and it is from ProGel 8534, episode 653. ProGel said, PC panelists, basketball analysis / takes ranking. Number 1 is Mars. Clearly the best. No one is close. Damn, you OKC? You the World Cup?
That's Jesus.
Always frying y'all. Number 2, shout out to should have been Rookie of the Year. Real talk. He be cooking everyone but Mars. Glazes Kobe a tad too much though. Number 3, Swiper. Overall good takes, just some strikeouts and Jokic propaganda.
Stinkers.
Number 4, Chill. Ball Encyclopedia, just too many horrible takes and a bit of an accolade merchant. Kobe at 11, ? Bill over Hakeem's offense, ? Steph hate? OG him, no.
I can't be him if it sounds like I suck. So I'm not.
Hey, man, he just said,
No,
hey,
I'm not.
everyone's had 3
Sounds like
bad
I suck.
takes. Everyone's had 3 bad opinions.
Sounds like I suck. So there's no reason that I'm
3 or 30?
I could be him. Yeah.
Hey, he only listed 3. Everyone's had 3 bad opinions, man. All of us up here have had 3 bad opinions.
At number 5, Ox. Too many horrible takes. LeBron at 7 and Jokic / modern game hate propaganda, but always respect how he dissects the game rather than just accolades. At number 6, Penn. Sounds condescending when debating. Definitely loves the game, but gets cooked too often. At number 7, Ron. He be speaking facts once a month.
Damn, it's like a cycle.
And last but not least, at number 8, Jordan. He don't know ball.
That's fine. That's fine. See, that's fine. You can feel that way. Huh. Look, I work with training.
He's obviously a nerd, obviously. This guy's obviously a nerd.
That's fine. You can feel that way all you want to.
All right. Yo, that's heat, Swiper. All right. The next comment of the week is from Taylor7264, episode 654. This is what Taylor had to say. Taylor said, I don't know if y'all still do comments of the week, but I'd love to hear the panel's thoughts on this one. And this is a 2-part super chat or comment of the week, by the way, y'all. Taylor said, is it easier to build a championship team around a versatile two-way guy like Shea / Tatum, or a guy that might be better offensive player but struggles on defense like Jokic and Luka? Taylor also said, I'd go with the versatility for 2 reasons. 1, two-way guy makes smaller, more manageable roles for teammates on both ends, not just one, which means role players are cheaper and easier to come by. And number 2, the kind of role player you get is is dictated by their ability to impact winning instead of being reliant on a specific archetype to cover for your star. End of the day, you are already paying your star for a huge percentage of the cap. I want them covering for my role players, not vice versa.
Just first off, this person is a huge Tatum fan. So I've known this person for quite some time in my following. So he included Tatum in the top one, obviously with SGA.
Taylor?
Tate. Yeah,
Oh, that's why he has the Celtics
but
shirt.
it's good. It's cool.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Jason Tatum and SGA, they won in 24 and 25. Jokic won in 23, and Luka hasn't won yet. So 2 is more than 1. So
Facts. Yeah.
Oh,
W
master.
basketball.
No,
W.
L master. How dare you? L master.
Yeah, it depends. I think it depends on how good the player is. That's kind of what it comes down to.
Usually when you have a
Oh, go ahead.
really quickly, Mars. So when Magic jumped on that Laker team, and Magic does play a little bit of defense. He wasn't completely hard, but he did play a little bit of defense. But he fit better with what they were doing. Steph Curry, when they had that crew in Golden State, all right, well, he fit better than what they was doing. I bet. Joker, these are exceptional offensive players. I mean, let's not leave out James Harden. They tried to build that thing around him, and he's also another exceptional offensive player, and they haven't won with him, and they built a lot of other things around him to make the team better, but it still didn't work. But when you got a two-way guy, I think that you got a more versatile guy, and history has shown us that, you know, more versatile guys, it looks like you win with those guys, as opposed with the I think the specialist is a rarity. The exceptional guy is a rarity.
Yeah, I think it's easier with the two-way guy. But the two-way guy has to be a certain level. I don't think you could just be good on both ends. I don't think that's going to cut it. But if you're able to replicate cumulative impact that's comparable to the one-way guy, I do think that's probably more valuable, just because of the second point he made about not having to have guys cover for your stars' flaws is valuable. But that doesn't apply to all guys who don't have defensive flaws. There's a bunch of two-way guys who also have flaws that need to be covered for, because they may lack in certain areas offensively, or they may lack in certain areas defensively, while still overall being really good offensive or defensive players. I don't want to pile on Giannis, but Giannis could be an example of that, where he's a two-way guy, but he had flaws offensively that still needed to be covered for within the roster based on the players around him. Same way, a one-way guy like a Steph Curry has to have players around him who cover for his flaws. So I still think both ways you're going to have someone who covers for you, or just who impacts the game in areas of the court or areas play type wise that you don't. It's just like you got to have a well-rounded team regardless. I just think it's easier to have a well-rounded team with a two-way guy.
Is it easier, Mars, in your estimation? Is it less difficult? I'm not going to say easier. Easy isn't the word I'm looking for. Is it less difficult to cover for a guy who's less potent on offense than on defense, or vice versa?
It's less difficult for the offensive to cover for an all offense guy.
Yeah.
Because I think individual offense can propel a team, I think, to higher heights, where you can surround them with more defensive pieces and still get good offensive results. Whereas a defender, especially in a playoff setting, I think if they're a really bad offensive player but a really good defensive player, offensive talent is more expensive. So already you're going to be handicapped in terms of what you can do roster construction wise, because offensive talent to make up for their deficiencies is going to cost more. And then B, depending on how they provide that defensive impact, it can still also be schemed against in a way that typically offensive impact can't be in the same way. The player that's coming to my mind is Rudy Gobert. Not to diminish.
That's what I was thinking about too.
But like, we all know Steph Curry's better than Rudy Gobert. But like, even on the same team, we all know Steph Curry's better than Draymond Green. And like, Draymond Green is an all-time defender. Steph is an all-time offensive player. But no one questions who's the better player, because the offense is just more valuable, more potent, more game-changing.
And I think and to your point, I think it's much less difficult to protect an offensive guy than it is a defensive guy. Because if I got an offensive guy, I can put pieces around him. If he gives me just something on defense, I can still protect him. Like
if
an
he gives
offensive
effort,
guy,
you can. Yeah, if he gives effort,
yes,
you can.
I think I can protect him. A defensive guy, like I can't really protect him on offense because teams will scheme to make him do things that he's uncomfortable doing. And if he can't do a little bit of that, he can get himself played off the floor, and that'll throw a monkey wrench in everything that I'm doing because I need him on the defensive end. And if I don't have him, that kills me.
All right, y'all. The next comment of the week comes courtesy of. Oh, by the way, we do have breaking news. There is an update for the PCL. I can't wait to let you guys know what's going on.
Let us know.
This is quite shocking too, by the way. But the next comment of the week is from you guys' favorite. Kareem. He's a couple of our panelists' favorite chatter, commenter, super chatter, whatever you want to call it. Glazer. NYK Kareem 2001 on episode 655 said it's going to be a close race for Yapper of the Year between Penn and Swiper.
Yeah.
I feel like Penn's running away with it.
Yeah,
but I don't
Penn
know.
already won. Remember, right after the awards, Mars. I don't know if people remember. Their obviously brains are fuzzy. There was that 2-week stretch right after that, in which people said Penn had already won because of what happened. So like, this is a race for two at this point.
We didn't get started yet. This is where we at.
Yeah, the
Like
race.
so,
the
we
race
like the
is-
first 2 weeks of the season, and I'm the league MVP. That's where we
Yeah,
at.
it's
That's what
over.
we doing, Ron.
It's been decided. It's been decided.
But you gotta
Damn.
understand. You gotta understand though. Like Penn wants that award. Like you know what I'm saying. Like, he just
So that's
wants
him,
it.
Ox. So
Yeah,
he wants.
He just wants any award. If he can get that one, he's good with it. Like please let me get that.
Shout
Super
out to him.
competitor. Just super
Hey, whoa.
competitor.
Hey,
What were-
he's an accolade merchant. Shout out to him.
If we had a Bash Brother award from Mighty Ducks, Ron, would he be the Bash Brother of the Year?
Ron has never seen the Mighty Ducks.
You've never seen the Mighty Ducks?
Ron, you never seen?
What?
Yeah, Ron.
Yo, come on. Hey, the Bash Brothers, my favorite duo ever. But yeah, but you said brothers though, so like
No, brother, Bash Brother.
Oh, yeah, he up there. He for sure up there. Shout out Penn, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last comment of the week is from my man Tay Otis 777, episode 656. Tay Otis said Magic Johnson in 1991 showed more quote unquote carryability. Shout out Ox. Then Steph has had his whole career. Also, at this time, he developed a midi and 3-ball. I get certain arguments against him, though, but he's better than Bird and Steph to me.
My brain can't wrap itself around with him being bad and Birds. But I just see the game differently, I guess. Yeah.
Me and Mars have respectfully agreed to disagree on this.
Yeah, I swear I tried to see it.
Yeah.
I can't. My brain can't see it. I can't.
Which is
Shout out
fair.
Magic, man. He was nice as hell.
Amazing.
Carryability. I like that word though. I like that phrase, carryability. Yeah. Your like,
It's better than
can
floor raising. It makes it seem like less of a nerd thing to say. Carryability. Floor raising, nerd term. Carryability, real hooper term.
Well, I'm glad it got clarified because for a while I was trying to understand. I was having a difficult time, like floor raising and ceiling
exactly.
raising.
There you go.
I was like, what? Okay, what exactly does this mean?
We have to denerdify it.
Yeah, I
Who
had
came
to go,
up
I
with
had to
that
go
term?
back.
Was that Ox that came up with carryability?
Ox is the first
Yeah.
person I heard say carryability.
So Ox
Never
came up
heard
with
anybody else say that.
carryability. He came up with L basketball or just basketball in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also
Any other ones?
in this space. Also influence in this space.
Jordan
Yeah.
came up with Nerdify.
Certified the game. I just didn't know.
He seems to
I
be the
didn't-
only one who really uses that. But yeah.
Swiper came up with some of the 2K archetypes.
Oh god. Yeah.
Speaking of 2K, Swiper, when we were at when we were at that event, those anime guys, like those guys are a big ass deal. I didn't realize. I mean, like they got groups of them. Like we got. I forgot the guy's name. Yeah, I forgot the one guy's. I forgot the one guy's name. He told me because I think they're doing like close to 900,000, close to 1 million subs.
He's talking about RTV. If you guys in the chat know RTV.
Not just RTV, the other guy with the dreads. I was talking to him, and we were talking about what's the guy's name, Swiper, who passed away. The I think he's the inventor of it, something like that.
Oh yeah. He just passed last year.
Yeah, that
I don't want to
anime.
try to say his name.
Yeah, it's an Asian man.
Yeah,
Right,
the Asian guy
right.
who ended up passing away.
I'm not gonna. If I try to guess the name, it's gonna be bad.
Yes,
So.
and he
The
took
chat-
and
Let's try to get
he
it.
told me, he was like, chill, it's the equivalent to when Kobe Bryant got killed. I was like, oh shit, like this is a big deal.
With all the respect to Kobe Bryant and his influence in the basketball world,
It might not even been that big.
I think, I don't want to compare depth. Like I don't want to do that. But at the same time, though, like anime is so big. I think anime clears basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like it clears.
Yeah,
basketball.
it for sure does.
As far as this influence in the world and how many people are into it, and like people live that stuff. You know what I'm saying? People live basketball, but I think anime is just like dwarfs basketball. Like basketball is a Lilliputian to anime.
There's basketball animes.
Right.
Swiper would probably agree. Like Dragon Ball Z is doper than the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
That's
And
just
from what
me,
I
though.
understand,
To anime
which is what I
bigger
found
than
out, like
basketball. What did you?
yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, anime is a.
Hey, I would for sure rather watch a Kamehameha than watch Shay foul bait.
Nice. I've never watched anime, so I can't speak on it.
All right,
but-
Mars, I'm so sick of you in this act, Mars. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so over this.
Have you had it with him, Swiper?
I've been over it for a year now, which is why like I'm the only one over here that be challenging Mars.
Well,
He says crazy stuff.
So you're mad that I've
No,
never watched
I'm not
anime, or
angry.
you
I'm
don't
not
believe
angry.
that?
I'm not angry with you, Mars.
Sick of you,
I
Mars.
think you
Swap,
are.
I've also never watched anime, so I
know, Ox. I know you haven't, but we're gonna work on you. Like Mars is the one that's more.
I don't have a problem with it though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get you watching like Demon Slayer or
And Hunter
one of
Hunter.
those sort of thing. I mean, not Hunter Hunter is cool. But
I don't get what Swiper's issue is. I don't.
Yeah, Attack on Titan. I just finished watching Black Clover again. Jujutsu Kaisen, Code Box just came out. Obviously, like there's.
How can you watch so many, Swiper? Like that
because
once?
I watch them.
You don't get confused on the storylines?
No, confused. It's like watching a movie or TV show. Why would I get a TV show?
Do you watch them? Do you watch them in English or?
you're right, okay.
Dub. No, I always watch them in Japanese. Always watch them in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, always.
Oh, and then
What?
you just read the subtitles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
He thinks Ron. He thinks that's gonna teach him Japanese. He think he can learn Japanese if he do that.
All right, y'all.
What I'm saying is though, to be fair, Ron, do you know how PC can make truly elite money? Do you really want to know how?
Well,
I'm
if
talking about
if Chill starts gaming,
Saudi money. No, we need to go to a Comic-Con, dress up, and have Chill dress up as like.
Look at this.
Shoot,
Why you
bro,
always
that's
wanna
kinda
dress
thing.
up?
Master, it's Master Roshi.
Master
That's all
Roshi.
it
Yeah,
is.
Chill could be Master Roshi.
Kind of
We
weird.
can have
Still alone.
Mars could be Krillin. Mars could be Krillin.
No,
You could be Piccolo.
hell no.
No, look, listen.
It is only one Krillin up here.
You could be
no,
Piccolo.
it is one
You could-
Krillin
you
up.
could be Piccolo.
Ox
Who is that?
is
Is that you,
Piccolo.
Ron?
No.
No,
Ox is
Ox
Piccolo.
is
Ox is
Piccolo.
Piccolo. Your
Swiper is
Piccolo.
Krillin.
Ron,
Don't make me
your
put Krillin on the screen.
This is
All right.
Piccolo. You're
Upon
Piccolo.
research, Krillin is indeed
This dude.
Swiper. Upon
This
research.
Thank
dude.
you.
Your
Upon research.
hold on.
That's
your
Niccolo.
Captain. Your Captain Ginyu. Your Captain Ginyu. All right, we'll put you on. He's Captain Ginyu. Master Roshi. I will be Vegeta, whatever else. I don't know.
All right, y'all. Come on. No. We moving on. Swiper. Oh my
real
god.
quick, Ron. One thing I did find out that because I asked the question of like who is the Jordan of anime, who is the James of anime, and I found out that Goku is the GOAT apparently. And,
Goku, that one.
and One Dragon is also like these two are.
I don't know one dragon.
Yeah, One Dragon.
So I know how to train a dragon. I don't know one dragon.
I was told that if I got into an
About to
anime
drop,
conversation, if I brought those two up, I would get some credibility. I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah, shout out Goku.
yeah.
And shout out his best friend.
Ron,
You know who
be-
Goku's best friend is. Shout out to him.
I know. I
Who's
don't know.
Goku's best friend?
Krillin.
All right, so PCL update.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
So unfortunately, we had to move the event last Friday because Chill's so famous that he got us invited to this event.
Fortunately,
Fortunately. But this Friday, we will be back to regularly scheduled programming, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube on the Player's Choice platform. But here's the thing. We had one contestant drop out.
another one.
Yeah. And he just got in.
Football.
Yeah. So really, Football Breakdown just wanted to come up here and prove that to Mars' point, he could do what we do, and then dropped his little mic, his mic drop, and got up out of here.
Sub Draco in.
Well, see, here's the thing. I was gonna go with the Hall of Famer, but then it would have been a lot of pushback from the other Hall of Famers that didn't get selected. You know, like if I would have said Amir, then Draco would have been mad. And then
You about to put Marvel?
who's the other one that had 4 points too? They would have just been mad, you know, if I would have did it and I didn't give all the Hall of Famers a fair shake. So, you know, I didn't want to choose my man Skeet Nielsen and Daniel Boxes get mad or Jason Grills get mad. So I went with a guy who's been up here multiple times. He's proven his worth. And he's in it now.
Who?
Shout out that
Who is he?
Australian.
Oh,
Hey. Yeah,
that's what's up.
yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Who?
What
Wait,
time
what
is
team
it
is
in
that?
Shout out my man
America?
Damian.
What's it
Shout out my
gonna be?
man Damian Peters. He's
So
on
Damian's
Jordan's team. Yeah. So it's Jordan, Damian, Penn. Who's their fourth?
And
Matty Ice.
My man, Matty Ice. Yeah, Matty Ice.
who's Damien?
Have you not been on here at the same time as him?
Yeah. Is he trying to big time Damian? That's
Our
cool.
I don't
Australian
remember.
friend, our Australian correspondent.
My brother
Damien.
from
No,
Melbourne.
the naming connecting the face. Yeah, for sure. Damien's great. He's really good.
He's gonna be here this Thursday, and Swiper. He said he has something special to tell you.
I won't be
I
here.
don't know what it is.
We won't be here.
Oh, well, maybe next Thursday. Then.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you, Magic Johnson. I ain't gonna be here.
All right, well, we're nearing the end of the show, but we do have a gang of super chats that we're gonna go ahead and jump into.
Yeah,
If you haven't liked the video yet,
read off.
if you haven't liked the video yet, like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Shout out to our one like on Facebook from Jorge Ramos. You are becoming a Facebook staple every single show, so appreciate you for tapping in. Let's get into it. I got a super chat from Forgot to Warm Up. I love a profile picture too.
Girl,
Forgot to warm up.
Doing that, man. Make sure you warm up, y'all. And don't just stretch. You gotta movements. You know what I'm saying? Because you it's like if you stretch out a cold rubber band, it'll snap. You gotta warm up your muscles before you stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Especially your hips and your back. Make sure you work on your hips and your back for sure.
Your hammies, your hips. Man, I just gotta. My bad, Ron. My bad. I hate when I do that. My ADHD taking over. Go ahead, bro.
Forgot to warm up said the last boxing fight, Canelo versus Crawford, had 70K plus people did a $47 million live gate, third biggest ever, and 40 million people watched the fight. A mega fight is up there.
Yeah,
Huge event.
I agree.
it ain't up there with the World Cup though.
Didn't
Clearly,
Well,
Conor,
yeah,
World Cup.
nothing's up there with any really football events. But
didn't Conor McGregor and Mayweather did they get over 100?
Yeah, no, that was Tyson and Jake Paul.
no way, that did over 100 million.
that's the biggest fight ever. And in the fight that was before that, the what do you call it? The pre
Where she got robbed. Didn't she get robbed? The pre-card.
Yeah, or the fight before the main event. That fight got the second biggest viewing in boxing history.
Was that on Netflix?
And that fight was actually fire too, though. It was
I think
two
they
women.
got
They
robbed.
were in
Shout out
their
to
30s.
Jake Paul, man. People gonna say Jake Paul not a real boxer, man. But look at him
He's
breaking
not.
records, man.
As a matter of fact, I will.
No, hold on, though, Swiper.
He works.
You know what? Because you know,
Right, literally fights professionally.
Yeah, most boxers start when they're super young. But I mean, Jake put in work. I think he deserves respect. I don't think he's up here, of course, you know, and he's fighting people smaller than him and older. But I mean, to say that he's just not a boxer, I think
No, he's a boxer. I
he
think
put in
the
work.
issue is he obviously now more than ever popularity and marketing is more essential to boxing than skills.
Yeah, of course.
And he's been able to capitalize on. No, he's not skilled as a boxer relative to the other professionals that are boxing in his age
Right, but
bracket.
he's skilled. He's skilled enough to, and he works on it. He works
to sell.
on it.
He's skilled enough to
He's
sell
a pro-
boxing. Yeah,
He's a professional fighter. I don't think now. I'm not saying I'm not saying he's as good as whoever you want to say, but I'm saying
he's the LiAngelo Ball. Like he's getting best player in the world views.
Bro,
no, let me tell you why. He's getting best
bro.
player in the world views as LiAngelo Ball level boxer. but not fighting against other people.
I'm not talking about views, bro. I'm not talking about views.
I am. I'm saying skill-wise, he's the Langelo Ball of the industry.
I understand what you're saying, Swiper. But
so he ain't that good.
No.
Chill. I want to be clear about what I'm saying. I'm not saying that anything about talking about views, money. Y'all know that stuff don't mean nothing to me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about respecting a man that gets up every morning and goes to the gym and gets in that ring, spars, and works on his craft. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I know Jake Paul might have came up in a different way and we was laughing at him and all that. I was leading that charge. Like, man, get that shit out of here. I was doing that. But when a man get up and in the ring, bro, when you get in that ring and you're fighting, you're sparring people that are pros, ex-pros, you can really get hurt. Like, you're putting your life on the line.
Not fighting pros, though, brother.
I'm saying when he's sparring, he is sparring people that are professional fighters. You don't have to be a prize fighter.
He's fighting
no,
people.
Swiper. Hold on. You don't have to be a prize fighter to be a pro fighter. He might not be fighting ex-champions, but he is definitely sparring against ex-pros and pros or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to get his work in.
Okay, I hear you, Ox. You're correct.
But so I just want to say that's all I'm saying. I'm not.
Okay,
but
I want to. The end of that is he's not fighting people currently fighting professionally with belt intention that are at the level in the same age bracket. That's the problem. Is he's fighting people that are past their prime or not actual boxers. He fought an MMA person past his prime. Fought a past his prime Mike Tyson. He's going to fight another past his prime non-real boxer like a KSI.
Hold on, no, he's about to fight Tank.
I know.
He's literally about to fight Tank.
I know, but
what you got to say about that though? Are you just going to say that Tank's too small?
Well, Tank is significantly smaller than him, bro.
Yes,
like that's
he is.
And so, but as you understand, Tank's doing this for the bread. Tank also. I mean, I think Tank's like 130.
Isn't that what everyone's doing it for?
But that's what boxing is now. I'm saying like Canelo
Tank
and Crawford was
for the fight, right?
but you know, I think Paul's like 180, 185, something like that.
Yeah,
like,
he's significantly smaller.
He's way bigger than that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I don't know,
like,
way bigger, Ron.
He might get down to that, but like he's a huge person. And he's also like he's fighting Tank because of the digit, and Tank doing it because of the bread that you get from fighting somebody like that. Same way Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Conor had no business being in that ring.
But Tank can hurt you, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro. I'm not disrespecting Tank. Don't hear me.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Tank
will hurt you.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's all I'm saying. So I understand, and I agree with everything you're saying. I know he's fighting over the hill guys, old guys. He fought a 60-year-old. I understand that. I do. I'm not saying nothing about that.
He was safe on that too. He could have hurt Tyson, but he held back.
Tyson could have hurt him.
No. Tyson was done in the third round.
And that fight was about to be over in the second. Tyson caught himself.
Tank had no. But remember, chill.
You know how hard Mike Tyson
stand up for the OG.
Yeah, chill. You're 50. You're 52. Chill. You're 52.
Can hit you.
I know.
For sure. If Mike Tyson's standing still, he can still generate power. That will
Tyson doesn't have the power or the physicality or the stamina to be able to stay with a 32-year-old. As you said, he's trained enough to be a killer. He has to register his weapons, which is Jake Paul does. He's trained enough to kill somebody.
So we don't respect that?
No, I do respect it, but I'm saying that the difference is when you fought Tyson, fighting Tyson at that point, Tyson is so far over the hill that literally when you got to the fourth round, chill, he could have done serious damage to Tyson's brain, but he was holding off purposely because at that point he knew it was over. Like he just didn't want. He didn't want a lot. You know, I respect Tyson. He agreed to this fight. I don't want to embarrass him and really hurt him and cripple him. Because Tyson's at that age where he could have did that to him.
I respect that. I respect that. Yeah. I just want to that's all I'm saying though. So, but I respect any man that's going to step into a combat sport, go hard every day, take the lumps and bruises, and do that. No matter if you're fighting in the main stage, fighting for rings or belts or anything. If you just go to a UFC boxing gym every day and take it serious, whether you're on TV or not, gotta respect that. I got you.
And that's why I respect Penn.
I've been in them shits like that, but I've done Muay Thai and all that, but that shit ain't no joke, bro. If you like that shit is not a game. You could get hurt.
Yeah, and people in the chat like, well, Swiper, you wouldn't step in. I'm not a fighter. I'm not an NBA player either. I'm still commenting on it. I'm not stepping in the ring with no professional. Like I'm just not. I'm not dumb. I'm just not. I'm a street. I can fight in the street, but getting in the ring, like no, that's dumb. Those people can kill you. Like they can end your life. I'm good. Women can end your life.
Y'all seen what just happened to Speed?
Sure did.
He was
playing around. Break your arm, take your shoulder off the socket, all that stuff.
All right, the next super chat I got is from what's up, Chill?
Well,
Speaking of what?
I was just gonna say, like you talking about fighting dudes in the streets. Skylar Thompson from the Steelers, he was over there with them Irish dudes, and they told him to run it. Oh man,
Ooh,
let's
that's
go.
right.
Come, let's go, run it. What's in them pockets? Run it.
Did he run it?
Hey, yeah, dude.
What
They
you
roughed
think,
him up
bro?
too, Ron. And they roughed him
I
up
don't
too.
know. I didn't know what happened.
Yes, sir. Let's
Yeah, I
go.
heard
Tap
about
them
that.
pockets. We heard you getting dough, brother. What you got in them pockets? Run it. Nah, I ain't
Oh,
running nothing. Wow.
You talking about the Skylar Thompson dude?
Skylar Thompson, he got his ass whooped.
Bro,
Mhm.
hey, Ireland will never get another game, Ron. You robbed a quarterback first day there?
Mhm.
First NFL game ever in Ireland, and y'all robbing a man?
Mhm.
Hey, Morris,
Never
I didn't know
coming
y'all
back
got
over
down like that.
Never coming back
Shut
over
up.
there.
Shout out to
That's
Morris.
that's a problem. That's the problem with America.
The same way Chile ain't know about the World Cup.
Hey, that's
Not
the
like
problem
that,
with
I
America.
did not.
Americans move over the world to think shit, move around the world to think shit is sweet, and go back home, missing
not,
all
yo.
their jewels.
Ime
Mhm.
Udoka said they're going to run point guard by committee.
Okay.
Uh-oh. You know what that means, Mars? That means that whomever at that day is doing it, that's who's gonna get it. And if somebody's doing it more often than not, that's who we going with. Amin Thompson is their new lead guard. I'm going with that, Mars.
Yep.
well,
they're definitely
Reed Shepherd's gonna
not
do
a
it
top
more
4
often.
team. Definitely not a top 4 team in the West.
They should have signed Chris Paul. Thought I'd never say that. All right, LD and Hoops said Dub chill, Dub Mavs propaganda. We done with Luka, damaged goods? Lively, Gaff, AD, PJ, and Coop. Good luck at the rim. With the locking emoji. Dub Mars for the Dirk prop tweet. Top 10 scorer of all time.
Yeah, my top 10. I think.
I think you can make a legit argument for Dirk Nowitzki being the top 10 scorer all time. I definitely think you could. I know I
love
could.
Dirk, man. Amazing.
Shout out Dirk.
I think he changed the landscape of the power forward. Like power forwards wasn't doing what he was doing. They weren't.
Christos Karasoulis sent through a super chat and said, when will the Knicks get any respect on here? Cavs? Laughing my ass off. Rockets? Stop it.
Y'all won the NBA championship the year I was born. I'm sick of it. Get out of here.
I didn't even know the NBA was a thing, but you know.
Yes, it was, Mars. Yes.
Yeah, the Knicks are a team I kind of just have to see it to know what's really going on. I have to see what Mike Brown's implementing. I don't want to speak too much on the Knicks until I see them play.
That's it. And what else you want? They're top 2 seed in the East. They're top 2 seed in the East, and they got action. It's not like they ain't got action. They got action.
I mean,
But what you want us to say? You want us to say that the Knicks winning the NBA championship? I ain't saying that. No.
not if Trae Young set foot in that building in the playoffs. Bet y'all don't.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, Trae Young getting a contract extension, Ron?
Not at
After
the
this year, yeah.
Atlanta Hawks.
From who?
Not at the Atlanta Hawks. If Atlanta get bounced, Ron, okay, 2 things is about to happen, Ron. 1, let Atlanta start slow. And if Atlanta starts slow and we are like hovering around 500, don't be surprised if Trae Young gets moved.
I can see that happening. If
That's
that's
number
that
one.
scenario.
Number 2, if they go deep in the playoffs, yes, I think he gets. They end up in the East. Let's say they end up in the East Finals. Yeah, I think they move on with him.
You paying Trae Young $57 million a year, Chill? 4 years, 228.
Well, damn.
That's it.
NBA money's so crazy.
What other option do I have? Because I'm basically starting
Well,
over,
or a supermax if he gets all NBA this year, 5,350.
which
Yeah, Trey. Go get that Supermax.
Yes,
70
sir.
a year is just Supermax money now?
Go get that
Yes, sir.
Supermax,
Mhm.
Trey.
What other option do they have? I think that's why they move off of him because they ain't really comfortable paying him that bread.
I wonder if that's part of the reason old heads be hating on the current players because they be seeing this.
That's
type
exactly
of-
why, Mars. Why you think so? Yes,
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
exactly
damn,
why.
they making in 1 year what they made in their careers. Shit.
I think
Imagine.
sometimes though, Mars. I think that has a lot to do with it, and some people are just haters when they see people making more money than them. Sometimes though, I think they look at some of the players. I'm not talking about all of them, mind you. But I think there are some young players in the NBA and just some players in the NBA today, just like there's always been. But even today, I think there's some players that just don't take it very seriously. You know what I'm saying? They're not being super professional. They're not taking it very serious. And I think some of the old heads that did take it serious, because there's some that didn't, I think they look at them like, man, you're getting all this goddamn money and you're not really about it, you know. And I think they get a little upset about that, you know. And it's regardless how you feel about it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I think it's a lot of both ways. I think they see that money, they're like, damn, how y'all getting all this money, you know?
Just so you know, Ron, Magic Johnson made $39 million over his career.
He made
how much?
He made MPJ money.
He made $39 million for his career. Barkley made $43 million.
Hold on, no, we can't do that though.
Ain't
You
Ben
gotta
Simmons
factor
make
in
43 losses?
Inflation? What inflation?
Yeah, but you heavily have to factor in inflation because 39 million in the 80s and 90s is equivalent. I don't know the exact equivalents. I don't know the exact equivalents, but I know that was
times by 5, right? Error tax.
That was I don't know what to times it by, but I know 39 million in the 80s and 90s.
I think it's what 8%,
crazy money,
15 years, 8% or something.
But that would be literal money. Like 39 million in today's money probably might be. I don't know what it would actually be like. Let's say it's like 70. Let's say it's like 70, right? But
it's more than
NBA, that, and NBA money is still even more like relative. If that makes sense. Like NBA inflation and life inflation are the same.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. So it's like exponential.
Yeah, I don't know how to calculate it, but I just know it's different.
Right.
To your point, Ron. I mean, let's say you times it by 5. That's still like barely $200 million. Barely.
Yeah. Wait, but wait. Still, I want to ask you, Chill, and Swipe. I want to ask y'all. Do y'all look at NIL money nowadays and be like, God damn?
Yeah, I know I do.
I'm not asking if you hate on the youngsters. I'm just asking.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just thinking, man, it would be dope to be in college today.
I look at that shit and I get excited because when I was younger, my parents used to be like, you got to get a scholarship if you want to go to college. Like, we
That's
can't
the only way I could go.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get a scholarship. But then my pops was like, you know, you might grow, you might get big. If you get your guard skills together, you know, you might could get some money, you know, playing after college, right? And so I look at that now, like I don't even got to tell my sons, we not talking about the NBA. Man, go get some college money. Go get that NIL. You know what I mean? We're not even tripping off the pros. You could go make a couple $1 million in college and then go be a PE teacher or something.
Yep.
Go enjoy yourself.
I want to acknowledge the likes right quick. So first off, let's start with the good. Shout out to Flexus Pete. That is our second like on Facebook. So shout out Flexus. This is the first time we got 2 likes on Facebook. So hey, we're making progress on Facebook. On YouTube, this is disgusting right now because we got 297 likes and we have a total of 7,613 views all throughout this morning. What is going on? Why is all 1,200 of you that are watching the video concurrently not liking the video? What's up, y'all? We need y'all support. When you guys like the video, you help us as a platform. On top of that, you are showing your appreciation. That's your way to pay us back for giving you good content for 3 hours a day. So we would all appreciate it if you guys had slapped that like button, if in fact you do like the video. If you don't like it, then hit the dislike button. Cool. But do something. Y'all just sitting there on your thumbs. Do something.
For every 50 likes, we get a new Chill suit outfit. You know, different brand of shirts, different brand of ties, pant colors, and all that kind of stuff. Chill, I promise you. Chill with Chill on Thursdays. It's going to be Ox and Chill suited up. I got the vision in my head. Wearing full suits. Ox is going to have a gavel, the judge hair. Yeah.
No,
and then all season, you're going to
not
play.
Doing that.
All season, you're going to play guilty, not guilty with these NBA players, man. I can't wait, man. I can't
Guilty,
wait.
not guilty. What's that mean?
Guilty, not guilty. Are you a fraud or is it real or is it fraudulent?
Oh, hey, actually, you know what's happening?
And give Ox a real big, like a comic size gavel. You know what I mean? And then boom!
I'll just use the Thor hammer.
There you go. Yeah, I like that, man. Shout out, man.
All right, the next super chat is from Forgot to Warm Up. Forgot to Warm Up said, Jake Paul started late, but he taking boxing super serious. He has an up-and-coming fight against the smaller guy in Tank, but as a pound for pound fighter, this will be another huge event. And Tank fights at 135, Jake Paul's at 190 plus.
That's a huge weight.
So where are they meeting at? Like what?
A huge place.
I don't think they're meeting anywhere.
No, he's talking about weight, Swiper. Like Jake
they're
Paul
not meeting.
can't
No.
lose. Jake Paul can't
Mars,
lose
they're
30
not
pounds.
meeting.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah,
fighting
like
the weight
wait,
they
so
are.
they just gonna fight their regular weight?
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, it's a comic. It's a
Oh,
comic.
so it's an
view.
exhibition.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But I mean, they still gonna be
65
scrapping. Like we're talking about Javante.
Yeah, for sure. And they still gonna get their money, and people still gonna
Yeah.
watch. So
and Javante still gonna beat him up. So it's just like
I know someone ain't just say they meets at 195. Okay, buddy. There's no way. There's no way.
So take for to come in looking like
Me? Like what the fuck? What? No.
hey Mars bigger than that. I was gonna say somebody else, but I don't want to make nobody mad today.
Well, your lip started to go like you about to say like with R. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Or what?
Oh, wow.
I was trying to.
You
assume
say
what
it, and I might agree with you. You say it. All right. Forgot to warm up. Sent through another super chat and said, "My bad. It's a basketball channel. I love both. Anything you need to know about fighting, I got y'all."
Thanks, brother.
Shout.
Appreciate
well,
it.
maybe you should stop forgetting to warm up. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself, brother.
Hey, but forgot to warm up. Appreciate you for
Yes.
having our back. If we do need some
This
boxing
comment
insights,
right here.
Yeah, from
This
SMU.
comment
Nasty.
right here.
Let's
This
go to
comment
SMU?
right here.
Yeah, SMU. She got 11.
SMU?
She got 11 feet in the air, bro.
I haven't seen this.
Ron, she's
Ron,
5'11". She's 5'11".
Every time I'm flipping the channels and I see Michigan against Nebraska, Penn State against Stanford, I'm like, them the chicks I should have been hanging out with in school.
Arizona,
And not-
Arizona, Kansas was just on yesterday. I was watching that one.
And not have, and by the way, Ron, not have one. Like, let's mass produce these mother. Let's have like 4 or 5 of them. Let's
So
not
act
go-
like it's the
you can still do
so
that.
act like it's the Olympics.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, yo,
She
them
got
the chicks I
she
should
got
have been hanging
11
out
feet
with.
in the air. She cleared the top of
When
the
I was in
square
school.
on a
Can
basketball.
one
court,
of
basketball
can one of
court.
you guys send me the footage of it?
Yeah, I actually might need to.
it's
It
on-
might
it's
be too
on
far
Twitter.
back in my history at this point.
I might try to find it.
Let's mass produce them too.
Chill,
Let's
chill.
have,
You
like,
She
4 or 5 of
literally
them.
she's an outside hitter for SMU, bro. And I'm talking about like she
I
was.
think I
if
think
this-
I
she
missed
got,
my
she got
call,
like
Knox.
this over the net.
Damn.
I think I missed it, Ox. I think I missed my window. I do.
Hey, chill, don't trip. I got us. We got another like on Facebook from a guy that you guys actually know. His name is Jeremy Conley. Shout out to Jeremy Conley. Appreciate the like.
Jeremy.
And once again, shout out Flexus Pete and shout out Jorge Ramos. Jorge is undoubtedly the Facebook GOAT as of right now, but we'll see. Maybe his throne will be challenged. MTHJ301 sent through a super chat and said Bleacher Report proposed Giannis to Atlanta,
Do it.
Onyeka Okongwu to Charlotte, Jalen, Josh Green, 5, I would assume, we said 5 picks to Milwaukee and 3 picks to Portland.
Do it.
Where does Portland get
Do
these
it. Trade
picks from?
Giannis immediately.
But how does Portland get these picks?
I don't know. Vibes. Nice.
Make room somehow. I don't know.
If I am the Bucks, though, I would heavily consider 5 picks in Jalen Johnson. Heavily.
If I'm the Bucks, I'm keeping Giannis.
I'm giving that Derek Queen pick for show.
Now, imagine if that's the pick that gets him Giannis.
Whatever, man. They put out that did you see my boy Automatic put all the rosters out together for all the teams, and then he put the Bucks one together. I was just like, man, this is laughable. Ron, if they were in the Western Conference, I know they're not Mars, so you don't got to worry about that. But hypothetically, if they're in the Western Conference, I don't think they make the playoffs, Ron.
I agree.
I think they'd be in the play-in, and then
Like
whatever
what with
happens
like
happens.
Memphis, and then it'll be a tough out.
I think they'd be in the 8, 9, 10 range. So it'd be difficult. But they could get him. And then lose to OKC.
Nappin' Trey said Swiper is Napa, not Krillin.
Napa's cold too.
Shout out Napa.
Well, to be fair, y'all, if I can I choose between bald characters, Ron?
Go ahead.
How many are there?
There's a few, by the way. Respect anime. Well, if I did One Punch Man, I could be One Punch Man, but I won't do that. I'll take Jiren. I'll take Jiren. No. I called it bald characters. I'm taking Jiren. Jiren, Kareem, Bell, Sacred, 707, everybody, 207. I'm Jiren. From now on, call me Jiren. Jiren, by himself was the most powerful person in Dragon Ball Super. No, ain't no hell no. Ain't no hell no. It is. You said ball characters. There's Tien, there's Krillin, there's Nappa. I'm Jiren. Keep moving.
Purple Political Breakdown said, swipe a nose ball. AOT, Mars's favorite show, Attack on Titans, is the GOAT, and I can confirm Mars does not watch anime. Also, Toriyama, I hope I'm saying his name right, Toriyama created basically the MJ of anime for reference.
So they're overrated anime.
Rumble in the Jungle, any sporting event ever? Is there a more significant event, Chill, in the last 100-year sporting event? Well, Jesse Owens, 1929, that doesn't count. Could obviously that would probably take
Rumble in the Jungle wasn't bigger than Carl Lewis and Ben Johnson in '88 in the Olympics in Seoul. No, it wasn't.
What?
No, it was not.
Historically?
No,
Yeah,
it
what do you
wasn't.
mean by bigger sporting event? Like, what do you mean?
Well, Muhammad Ali getting a chance to fight for the heavyweight title again versus
For the third
undefeated
time, by
George
the way.
Foreman.
For the
No, no,
third
no.
time. Oh,
Rumble in the Jungle is the one in
that's
Africa.
him and George Foreman. Right. That's him and George Foreman. Correct.
So Ali, after having a
Right.
3-year ban because of not being willing to participate in the Vietnam War, fights in March undefeated George Foreman, who was at the
Who just
time the
dropped-
heaviest hitter. And he just dropped Joe Frazier, like dropped
Yes, he
Joe
did.
Frazier. And at the time, he's the heaviest
3
hitter
rounds.
ever in heavyweight boxing. And then dude gets in the ring, Chill. Ali, boom-aye. Gets into the ring. I'm talking about rope-a-dope, and then knocks him out.
Yep.
A dude that's never even fallen in and I think he was like 29 years old. George was young.
Destroyed his career, Moss. Destroyed it. George Foreman got in the ring one more time in 10 years.
But
That
then
was
he
it.
then
Yeah, and
went
then came
after-
back and spun back and became heavyweight champion at like
He did.
75 years old.
He
Yeah.
did.
I think his career
Yeah,
was just fine.
almost 20 years later, he did that.
Somebody,
And on
somebody
top of that,
We
the boy
praise
made a-
longevity when it's a certain someone.
But here's the difference:
Well,
the
he couldn't have
the longevity that we praise is guys
Man,
still
this
being
man was
around.
not,
George,
this man was Chill's
George-
age, dominating the heavyweight division, man.
George Foreman got in the ring one more time after he lost to Ali. He got
it
in the
was
ring
public
one
shame.
time in 10 years. He was done.
Well,
He
because
almost-
Mars, it was like
and then spun back. It may have taken a little while, but he's
the Thunder were minus
and on top of that, he
900
was jugging them grills in the meantime.
the Thunder were minus
Facts,
900.
facts.
That boy was
to
more
beat-
successful out of the ring than he was in the ring.
rest
The
in peace.
Thunder were
Go ahead.
minus
Legacy shall live on
900,
these
900 to
brothers
beat
and
like
these
Denver and Indiana. Like this would be like a minus 2,000, 5,000.
They thought George was going to kill him.
Yeah, they were worried
thought
about
George
his
was gonna kill
personal
him.
health. So like it was
They
supposed
thought
to be
George
a
was gonna kill him.
it was supposed to be like a wash.
Meanwhile,
totally.
and I know we got to move on, Ron, but I can counter that with Ben Johnson and Carl Lewis leading up to the '88 Olympics in Seoul. Carl Lewis had just beat Ben Johnson 6 weeks before that in the World Championships. 6
But
weeks
that doesn't
not
have
the
the
World
6 no,
Championships
that,
in the
but
race.
Jesse
He
Owens
still him.
Jesse Owens
Just beat. And by the way, Ben Johnson had beaten Carl Lewis in the last 3
he did.
races that they had
He
raced. So when they end up seeing each other in '88 in the Seoul Olympics, which everybody knows that the 100 is probably the biggest event.
Mhm.
The 100 meter is the biggest event. These two guys who are the fastest two guys on the planet. It was. I'm not sure if there was a bigger.
Well, Jesse
even when I
Owens
think
in
about
Germany,
Tatum,
chill. We're saying besides that, because there's no way anything would
in
trump Jesse
1932,
Owens.
that
in
was a
Germany.
big deal. That was a pretty big deal.
And then you have the three champions on the medal stand. You know, you get two of them that were black. And then, by the way, Mars, another story. The two gentlemen, it's what was his name? Carlos and chill. You know their names, Carlos, and there's another one. And then the German dude, Ron. I don't know if you know, the German dude won a solidarity. What do you call those? Pin, solidarity pin on his jacket on the medal stand. And that dude ended up later getting basically banned out of Germany for solidifying with himself next to African Americans as well, like in the Olympics at the time too. So we've had
Tommy Smith and Carlos.
Yeah, there you go. Tommy Smith, Carlos. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Once again, shout out to Cheese. He gifted 10 Players' Choice memberships. I have a couple members chats. The first one is from MTHJ301. MTHJ said, yes. Another chill preseason prediction of my Warriors not making the playoffs. I know we are going to have a good season now. Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Chill.
You
Good
said
luck.
great. You said great.
Oh, yeah. Great season. My bad.
Good luck.
I have another super chat from Tank Jones. Tank Jones says, shout out the Mets for being the biggest frauds in the league.
Bro, I'm talking about
17
like
games
Super
under
Squad.
five-
Missed
17
playoffs.
games under 500 after the All-Star break. Garbage.
Hey, chill. We're enjoying our first round bye, by the way.
I'm sure you are. And we just missed the playoffs. Even though didn't we sweep y'all when y'all came to New York?
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Okay.
But we ain't even play. See, like if we would have played it
I
in
don't
you
want to hear the
guys'
bullshit,
stadium,
man. Y'all was you.
sure,
you
they
were-
had
you
us
were
up
in
there
contention.
playing in front of
I don't
little
want to hear the
leaguers.
bullshit. I don't want to hear the
All
bullshit.
right, no doubt.
I'm not interested in the bullshit.
Well, hey, we're enjoying our October baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Martin became a YouTube member. Shout out to Ashton Martin. J. sent through a members chat and said, "Happy Monday, y'all. Dub panel and go Birds."
Shout out, great game. Only 130 passing yards, but another good Jalen Hurts. They're undefeated. They're 4-0. They look like the best team in the NFL right now, even though they're not playing like spectacular football. But shout out. And Mecca Ibuka, by the way, is the truth. Another touchdown.
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Mecca. We got another like on Facebook. We're up to 4. Record breaking. Christopher Baird became a new Facebook likey. Shout out to Christopher. Jaza sent to a members chat and said, "Realistically, chill, how good can my Sixers be for real?"
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with conviction. I think that if Joel Embiid was 80 to 90% of himself, I think he's good enough to take the Philadelphia 76ers to the NBA championship. I think he's that good, but he's made of glass, so I can't trust him.
He ain't made a man.
Sorry, Moss, he's made of glass.
You know what?
apologize.
I'm gonna just stay quiet on Philly. When we see Joel Embiid out there hooping, I ain't even going victory lap. I'm gonna just watch it. I'm gonna just
I
watch
think he's
the
made of
greatness
glass.
unfold.
That's my issue.
I'm gonna just watch the greatness unfold. I'm gonna just appreciate the greatness when it's out there.
You know how excited I would be for this season if I just knew Joel was going to be 80%?
How dope
You know how
would that be?
excited? Like, I'm already excited, but you know the level that my excitement would go up to?
They'd be a top 5 seed in the East, no questions asked.
Top 5.
You know how sad it is that none of you even ask for 100% anymore with Joel Embiid.
No, we don't. We don't.
It's
And the
like
reason why I
80,
don't-
75.
Yeah, right.
Like, you guys
That
ain't
means
even
Mars, if
asking
I-
for him to be fully healthy. You're just asking him
Yes.
to be healthy enough to be good.
That's it. If I could get you to come to work 3 out of 5 days in a week, I'm straight. That's all I'm looking for from you.
You guys
Wait,
know
wait,
a
wait.
healthy 100% Joel Embiid look like the best player in the league. That's why.
And they win an NBA championship because I think he's that good. I think he can do that.
Fellas, the records keep getting broken. A 5th Facebook like from James Jackson.
You're about to get invited to the Facebook creator event soon. At this rate.
And Jamarlin Jackson loved the video. He didn't like it. He loved it. So we got 5 likes and 1 love. Shout out to us.
Even though
We're
that was
moving
a
on
thing.
up.
Shout out to Facebook, man.
All right. Masinko said, Mars, when we get into 2K streams?
Shit. I don't know. Who Talk Podcast coming back soon?
Mm.
Yeah, because the season's about to be back soon. So Master Sports will be back soon. 2K streams. But Master Sports will be back soon.
We'll see about that.
We got a couple more, y'all. The next one is from, once again, Forgot to Warm Up. Forgot to Warm Up said Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson is bigger than Ali and Foreman. And you may never see a bigger upset in sports. When people talk about boxing, they bring up Mike versus Douglas.
Okay, real
Marshall
quick.
lost that fight, by the way.
Forgot to warm up. No, it wasn't. He was a 40-1 underdog. Nobody cared about that. The fact that we found out that he lost was mind-blowing. Nobody cared about that fight like they cared about Ali and Foreman. Nobody cared about that fight like they cared about even Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson and why am I drawing a blank on the English guy's name?
Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis.
Even Lennox Lewis. That's what I'm thinking about. Lennox Lewis. Like,
I'm
not
Mars
thinking about
knows
him.
boxing.
I'm not thinking about Lennox Lewis. I'm thinking about the other guy that he beat up in '96 to win back the heavyweight championship. I forgot his
Come on,
name.
Mars,
Anyway,
you know his name.
Yeah, I just drew a blank on his name.
Chill. Ali Foreman was Rumble in the Jungle or Thriller in Manila?
Yeah.
74.
Rumble in the
74.
Jungle.
Rumble in
George
the
Jungle.
Foreman.
Yeah.
George Foreman. Not George Foreman. I'm sorry.
Smoking Joe Frazier.
Joe Frazier and
From
Ali
Philly, by the way.
was the drill in Manila. Yes.
That was the third time they thought.
Third time they thought. Third time they fought. Doing the towel too. By the way, he's like, I'm done. I can't fight no more.
Smoking Joe.
All right, Gabe Too Funny sent through a members chat. He's been around for 20 months. Gabe said Ox defending Jake Paul wasn't on my bingo card.
I'm not defending Jake Paul. I'm not defending anybody. I'm just simply stating any man or woman that takes part in a combat sport and gets up every day and gets involved in that ring, I got respect for. I don't care. I don't care if you. I don't care if you started at 19, if you started at 9, if you started at 29. If you get in there and do that shit, I got respect for you because I've been in there and shit, them leg kicks and all that shit, bro. That shit is not no game, bro. I've seen people go one day and that people have never gotten fights or stuff like that, and they go in there and they get hit by somebody with gloves and they really go get their gear on and leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be different to go in there every day, bro. That shit is not no joke.
Last but not least, J2 sent through a members chat and said, "Dub 1 month. Who do you think
is slept on this season? In his opinion, is Ja Morant.
Yo, I think the Grizzlies might be better than the Rockets.
The injuries I'm hearing from the Grizzlies, shit.
Oh, they hurt too? Never mind.
Yeah, they decimated with injuries. Brandon Clark is injured now.
Again?
Obviously, yeah. I don't think they have a big active other than Zach. Zach Edey's hurt, right? He had surgery? I don't think they have an active big. I don't think they have an active big. Thomas Bryant.
Right.
Thomas Bryant
right.
Where did Thomas Bryant go?
Thomas Bryant? Oh, he went didn't he go back?
He just signed with someone. Was it Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland. That's what it was.
Yeah, like there's no bigs for them. Like I don't know who they're gonna run at the 5, Santi Aldama or something. Like it's tough.
Yeah, my bad, Houston fans. I'm taking that back. I didn't mean that. Sorry.
Slept on Joel Embiid.
Snoring on.
Yeah, see, that's when he say Magic play defense. Same thing. Yep.
Y'all sleep on Zach LaVine. That's who y'all sleep on.
He does play defense. He's just not that good at it. Just like you said about you.
Y'all, we had 2 more people on Facebook love the video. Shout out to Drizzy Watson and Dudley Dastinot. And then last but not least, forgot to warm up, snuck in one more super chat before we get up out of here. Forgot to warm up said, "I'm talking about when people think back, that is the biggest upset ever and changed boxing. Tyson was untouchable. Ali and Foreman may be bigger at the moment, but not over time." And then forgot to warm up sent through another $5 and said, "Add a boxing channel, and if you want to talk boxing, we can chill."
Absolutely.
And I think he's saying to help box your ass too.
I'm a big boxing
I don't think that's what he said.
Yeah, I'm a big boxer. I'm gonna box you though. I know that. I'm definitely boxing you.
Did you or was it all talk?
His suit was too clean, and we had somewhere to be, so I couldn't rough him up.
Hey Morris, Morris, and I owed him $100. That's how you know this nigga ain't gonna touch me.
Okay, okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm glad.
No, we're not gonna let him finish that. It has been real. We gonna see y'all soon. All right, Swiper. All right, Ox. All right, Mars. Y'all download Splashsports because that is who this show is brought to you by. We'll be back tomorrow. Y'all like the video on the way out. Pull up tomorrow and enjoy the rest of y'all day. And eat it, haters. We out.